All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the stream. So, change of pace, no game today. Even though the Star update's live in probably like 3 hours. Or the Genshin update, my bad. But yeah, so we are doing our 2024 year in review. So we have a couple of tiers. We have our TV show, or we have our games here. We've got TV shows on another tier list that we've watched as a group, and then we have our movies that we've watched as a group. So we've got a lot of stuff to go through. So these are all the games we played on stream this year. For a couple of these, we have like multiple options. Like for Star Rail, we have the different like arcs, basically. For some of the games, we're gonna talk about like different things overall.
Yeah, we'll probably discuss
access. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll discuss individually per game. Some games we haven't fully gotten. No,
Yeah,
I'm looking at your list. I feel no, I guess it is all the games. It just feels like there should be more.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of games that lasted like a while, and like especially with Star Rail, like early this year, like we were just going Star Rail for like a week.
Yeah, I guess this year we did start doing longer plays, and ironically enough, that did happen.
Yeah, like with Pokemon, we'd probably still be playing it for the next couple weeks if we hadn't finished it last week. But
I mean, imagine we were still doing it on Thursdays. We probably wouldn't even be halfway to being done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, that's just the case. But yeah, so here's all the stuff we played, chat. So we played Armored Core 6, though we did the co-op mod specifically. We went through all of the like basically Treyarch Call of Duty games that are out at this point, except for the Black Ops 3 and 4, because Black Ops 3 has nothing to do with this game, and Black Ops 4 does not have a campaign, so it didn't matter. We're in the middle of Echo Point Nova, so we're going to review it just in the state that it is so far. We did What Remains of Edith Finch. We played Budokai Tenkaichi 3. We just finished Obra We finished Mario Galaxy a couple weeks ago. We did Ender Lilies and Ender Magnolia, though Ender Magnolia noted it is not out yet. It's going to be out, I think, in like a month or two, right? Like
yeah,
they expect
it
to be out by February.
In January.
Yeah, expected is within the next month or so, unless there's like a delay.
You'll see a full game review.
Yeah, once it comes out, we'll play through it.
Or next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have not fully played it, so this is based on the review copy, or sorry, not the review copy. The
early access
copy only.
Yeah, so it's not out yet. Obviously, when it's out, we will come back and like properly review it again once it's done. I know Daniel will probably have a lot to say. Yep. Like I don't know, there's not too much about that. We're just gonna review it like as it is so far, just because we're, I mean, we did play it. Like, there's really not much that we can say, like other than just we did play it.
And then Genshin, we will be specifically doing the Natlan patches, all
except for the patch tonight.
Yes, all in one sitting, so that we don't have to keep, I guess, what's the word, jumping around to say like, oh, this patch was way better, or this patch was way worse. No, we're just gonna do it all in one fell swoop.
Exactly, yeah. We're just gonna do it, and we're gonna like go nuts. Like the thing is there's just not that much like that. Like, to be honest, I didn't do that much of Genshin this year. I did the main quest. Like at this point with Genshin, I'm fine with doing the main quest and then kind of just checking out for a while, just because at this point that's kind of what Genshin is. There's just too much stuff to do, and a lot of it's just like repetitive. And unlike something like Star Rail where I can't just like auto it. Like, it's a lot of busy work. Like, I do like Genshin, but, like, man, do I sometimes get sick and tired of some of the BS. It's like, okay, go here, talk to this guy, talk to that guy. It's like, thanks. Like, I get it.
Surely we couldn't have had a coalesce dialogue option here.
Yeah, just, like, if it was just less, like, I don't know, annoying, it'd be fine. That's my biggest problem with Genshin. But we'll discuss that in full when we get to it.
We have Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yep.
the final mix, I believe.
Yes, it was Final
Yeah. And
Mix.
then Nier Automata, we will be reviewing both ending A and ending B because they are similar enough. Well, firstly, we did both of them this year, but they're also similar enough that there's not going to be great deviances in what we rate them comparative to the next part, which we will be doing soonish.
Yeah, there's not much like that's, different between. I mean, there is stuff between the two that's different, but it's mostly a perspective thing and less like actual like plot change.
It's more like you get more background.
Yeah, we'll discuss
That's
that when we talk about like when we get to Nier. And then
Anyway.
yep. And then we played
have
Brawl, Super Smash Bros. Brawl Subspace Emissary, so we went through that. We just finished Pokemon Sun, so we'll talk about that. Kirby Superstar Ultra, we'll talk about that. Pikmin 2, we're still in the middle of, but we finished pretty much most
we're
of it.
nearly done with that.
We're effectively done with it. We finished the main quest. At this point, we're just doing the bonus stuff to just get all of the artifacts. So
yeah, at this point, we basically done everything aside from like the 2 bosses, I think.
yeah.
So there's not really much.
We mostly have some bosses, a couple of more caves. Like we've done the meat and potatoes of that game.
Yeah.
And then after that, we've got Paper Mario 1000 Year Door remake, which we played earlier this year. And then for Star, we've got our different arcs. So we have the Pandacony arc. We've got that Lafu arc where we met like all of those characters.
The
like
War
we met
Dance arc,
Yunli. Yeah, the War Dance arc basically. And then we've got the like current state of the game with I'll include the Rappa patch, the Rappa, and then the Sundays like / Fugues arc.
That's Rappa's Crazy right Sunday.
Yep. Yes, that's a good one. What is this? Ruins? What is this one?
That is Cobblemon 1.5. So
yes.
For those of you that are potentially new to the channel, we have been doing Cobblemon for quite a while, but we did get a little tired of constantly doing it and not really having much to do necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
So what we were doing instead is waiting for a major patch to do just consistent stuff with that, which is why you haven't seen it on the channel lately, but we do have an entire playthrough of us going through that particular version.
And then the recent update did come out for 1.6, but we're dealing with a lot of the bugs and some of the mods we use that need to be updated, so we're holding off until most of those mods get updated.
Yeah, that one's gonna be a while. Well,
yeah, so it might be another month because obviously it's the holidays. Every mod is made by a volunteer who just donates out of their time. It's not their job. It's just a passion project, so I get that they're taking a minute to update the mods. No big deal.
Yeah.
And then we've got Power Watch Simulator, which we went through. We did the main story. We didn't do any of the DLC. We just did the main Power Watch Simulator stuff. We played Pokemon Platinum. We played regular Minecraft. We did One Block, the dumb mod that Minecraft themselves made.
And then we also have
Fast Minecraft.
Yeah, so we also have Minecraft at 100 times speed or 2,000 tick rate if you haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, that's fun. You might have seen some shorts about that because, my god, that is something. It's great when you get effectively aimbotted by a skeleton or a zombie, and it acts like a hacker in a video game, in a multiplayer game. But instead, it's the AI for the skeleton.
So, what are our rankings for this time?
Well, what would you like to start with first? Do you want to start with something like
Well, I'm more talking about the rankings in and of itself.
Yeah, so we've got S tier, which is like great, pretty much no issues with it, like really fun. Mechanically, it was good. And if there was a story, the story's good. Like, it just has to be at least fun with a good story. If there's no story, it just has to be at least it led to fun moments. A tier is pretty good, like it's really good, almost an S tier, but like maybe there was some bugs or some crashes, or like the story was kind of or like, it was just kind of like filler-ish kind of stuff. Like it felt fillery. B tier is, it's fine. Not mad that I played the game, but maybe could have spent my time doing something else. We could have played something else instead, but I didn't feel that bad playing it. C tier is like basically the game works, but like just really just why? Like it just you really didn't need to bother. Like it's just kind of a mediocre game. Like it's not that great. And then D tier is just like, man, this was we shouldn't have even bothered. Like we should
If
have just
I'm
really not played something else. We should have just not played it at all. Like just it's
if
that bad.
if I may, I like to add a tier below D for either not fully completed or um I guess early access slash beta.
It's
Because I
fine.
would assume that at least one game we have will fall in, this, if not multiple.
I'll just put early access. So that also is going to exist as like we like what we see so far, but we're not really going to put it in any of the tiers. Like it may be at the bottom here, but that's just where it's got to go. Like we'll check it out. We'll do a full review later, which is pretty much just going to be under Magnolia.
Yeah.
I mean, so what do you want to do first? Do you want to do the Armored Core one? Let's just go in alphabetical order here.
Well, this is not alphabetical order, but sure.
Oh,
We'll just
well, I
go in
mean-
the order that we display them on.
Yes.
So, the co-op mod for Armored Core 6, if you were not aware.
There's a co-op mod.
Well, so first and foremost, we had done Armored Core 6 last year
Yes,
when it
we did the
first
single
came
player
out.
one in 2023 along with some online play.
Yes, I would like to finish my sentence before you
Sorry.
So what ended up happening was that Matt specifically was the one who was playing the game. Greg and I had played it beforehand, or at least I had. And Matt went through one story arc and then stopped playing. What we had decided for the co-op mod was that all three of us would join when applicable and beat the entire game. And despite what the VODs might tell you, because we are missing a couple of those, we did
Sorry.
beat the entire game over the 3 routes. Didn't fully complete it because we didn't get all like the side content to unlock.
We
all
completed the
titles,
main
but-
stories of
Yes.
each ending.
Yes, we completed the main stories. We also, technically speaking, this is a separate thing, but we also did each boss fight at much higher health and stagger capacity, just to see what it would be like to fight the bosses on a fair playing field. That sure had consequences that none of us were foreseeing, but
Yeah, there's some evidence
was
of that on
pretty
our
fun.
channel too. It was ridiculous setting the bosses to stupid health.
yeah, so that's gonna encompass a lot of different factors with this review. Personally, I would say that that playthrough was probably an A. I wouldn't say it's S necessarily, even though I really like Armored Core. The mod itself was very janky at the best of times.
It's definitely an
and-
early mod, despite the game being out for a year. It's definitely pretty jank.
I mean, it's also a mod that forces multiplayer connectivity onto a single player game.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of jank between the game not supporting the ability to be co-op and then stuff not syncing correctly. Like,
Yeah, we had a lot of issues with desync where like this enemy would be dead on someone's screen, but on someone else's screen they'd still have half health. Or
Well,
like someone would get
the one I
DC'd
was-
randomly.
the one I seem to recall happening a lot was that stagger was not consistent in the slightest. So
Yeah.
somebody could have nearly staggered an enemy, and then the enemy in question is like, no, I'm not staggered, I'm just doing my own thing over here.
Mhm.
That's not even going into, say, the some of the enemies phasing out of their boss arenas. Though most of the time that was just hilarious.
That was more funny than
Enemies
anything.
enemies phasing into buildings. God knows that didn't happen a couple of times.
Yeah, and then even times when the mod was off because there's some levels that you can't do as multiplayer just because it just breaks the AI that hard. Like I think with the
Right.
which fight is it? Which one? What's the name of the enemy that
It
revives itself?
Ibis, that
Yeah, like with
one.
Ibis,
Yeah,
that one does not do multiplayer.
well, to be fair, we only had to do that one once, and then the other variation of that, so it wasn't that bad.
Oh, but like still, it is like a thing where it's like it's still sometimes acting weird,
yeah,
despite
the
there being
mod
only one
itself,
human.
I think, was the worst part of it. But outside of that,
It was actually fun.
like, yes, it was probably one of the best times I had playing Armored Core, simply because adding multiple people to a combat situation is much more enjoyable than just trying to beat your head against it yourself, especially since the AI doesn't really know what the hell to do with multiple people.
Yeah, I don't know why it's
And
not
we've
an
had
official thing.
some.
They have that in like Elden and like the Dark Souls games. I don't know why FromSoft
I'm still
can't put it
hoping
in
for
here.
a update eventually, but point being is that it's fun with friends, and we had some really fun moments. If you haven't seen the 600 HP and 200% stagger boss compilation that we did, that will explain everything about what's
Oh,
happened
yeah.
with some of those fights. But that in and of itself caused a lot of problems too. So again, I say A. Probably
go with-
mid-tier A.
Yeah, I'd say A is a good spot to put it because like it was fun, but it was not a perfect experience. But it was like a really, really good time. Like I definitely had a lot of fun with that. It was nice to play it multiplayer because like I mean, how many times, like chat, I so many times I died to bosses. I was like, this is stupid. And I had Daniel sometimes take over my account after like a lot of tries, and he got through it because he's good at Armored Core. But like this one, I'm like, hey, I'm dying a lot. And it's like, all right, well, back off. I'll take over. And it's like, oh, this is actually great. Like, it's working pretty well. Like when the mod works, it really does work well. Like it is a fun mod. Like if you all of your friends have at least decent computers and a decent enough internet connection and ping to each other, it is pretty good. Because we have the advantage of our ping to each other isn't that bad compared to like if I was on the other side of the country, the ping would probably be horrendous and it would really be more desyncy. But the fact that we don't have that issue is nice. It's like I think A is like mid A tier, like is a pretty good spot for it. I do like it a lot. Up next is Call of Duty World at War, the first. Well, I'm not gonna say like the first Treyarch COD game, but like really, it is the first like Treyarch COD game in like the era of like good Call of Duty games. Oh boy. I mean, like, it definitely feels like a game from 2008. There's a lot of glitches. There's a lot of weird quirks about it. I could not use a controller, even though I'm used to controller for COD. The graphics, I mean, like, even for 2008, I'd say they're, like, okay. Like, compared to something like, I don't know, Halo 3, which, like, still looks good to this day. I think this game is pretty damn ugly. But I guess that might also be just the point, because it is a dark World War II era like game where like everyone was basically a piece of shit. Like no one, like obviously there's an evil side, but like damn, like that World War II is look up your history. There's a lot of shit that happened in World War II. But like I don't know, I think the like it's a good start. Like it's a nice starting point for like this series. Reznov is the best character in that game because he just doesn't give a shit. Like,
right,
like Gary
Reznov...
Oldman as Reznov is fucking perfect. Like, there's an interview online he did with the Graham Norton show, who's like a TV host in the UK, and he asked him to do the like. They're like he was like in a video game, and he does the Reznov voice, and all of chat is basically like the comments is just like sir, yes sir, and they're like ready to follow his orders. Like, and they're like, or they're like, yeah, I got Vietnam flashbacks.
Right, but
like as a whole, I think the game is like a B tier. Like it's just there's so many weird issues with it that like are odd. I had fun, but like the grenade spam is fucking annoying. Even on like easy mode, there's grenade spam. The story, while good, sometimes is a bit disjointed. The some of the weird physics, like even for 2008, I'm like, why am I dying here? This makes no sense. I think the stories, like, it sometimes isn't coherent, but I think it's very good. It follows a specific through line of like, okay, so we're starting out in Russia, and we're like on one side, and we're like having to go all the way from the siege of Stalingrad to literally conquering Berlin, and doing that famous like photo. I can't show it, but you all know the one, like that very famous photo from World War II of the Soviet flag over that big German building. And then the Americans, you go all the way. You just, I mean, for the Americans, there's not really a starting point compared to the one. Like, it's just standard American fare, kind of. Though I do like that there's mix of stuff. There's boat like missions. There's plane missions. Like, it's very varied. And on the Russian side, you've got like a tank mission, which is pretty damn fun. I don't know. I'd put it like either high B or low A. What do you think? Like, what's your perspective?
My problem is that I don't quite remember a lot of the COD stuff. Mainly because COD just kind of blends together for me, unfortunately. But, like, all I seem to recall was a lot of the jank and, like, wondering what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
A lot of the, I think, Reznov stuff especially.
Yeah.
But, like, this was the one with the one mission with the trenches and the flamethrower.
Oh man. Oh, I died so many times.
Like,
and then also, like, there was a mission at the end when I was storming like that German building where I was like, I don't know where to fucking go. The AI is not activating. Why is the AI not activating for my checkpoint? And that game's also not filled with a lot of checkpoints. So when you die, you get sent back like 10 minutes. And it's like, why?
Like, story itself, while I won't necessarily give COD a lot of credit, I think the story was fine, but the actual game, I feel, was problematic. Which is strange, because usually I'm not praising COD's story over its gameplay, but...
I honestly think, like, maybe if we played the... If I had an Xbox and played the 360 version, maybe we would have run into less issues.
Maybe.
Because, like, the World at War, like, all these games, except for Cold War and Black Ops 6, were really not designed with a PC in mind. They were designed for the console first. Because that's back in the era when Microsoft had that exclusivity agreement for, like, a lot of content.
I would probably put it in low B regardless. Yeah,
it's definitely a B tier game. It's good, but it could be better. The story is what's the best part of that game. Like, the story in this game, like, when you... Like, there's YouTubers who do, like, dissection of the story, and when you, like, actually dig into it, it's like, oh, there's actually a lot more under the surface. More than just running through the trench and burning Japanese people to death with a flamethrower.
Why, yes, there is more to history than just committing war crimes. Oh, who could have guessed?
Like, that's the thing about history, is a lot of people get into it because they're like, oh, this war is, like, interesting. And they read more about it, and they get more, and they're like, oh, I wonder if this, and then they splinter off to do something else. Like, that's the cool thing about history. Like, I like this game takes elements from history and, like, remixes it, but also still respects what's going on. Because there's some games that I'm like, what is this?
You mean why like is this happening to my character? In the Call of Duty series, the Call of Duty Black Ops?
Yes, I mean, like, I like that it doesn't disrespect veterans. Like, it takes the time, it shows real footage of stuff from World War II. It, like, talks about, look, all these, like, vets and these people on every side. They all died. It was horrific events. Like, I like that. Black Ops does do the CIA spy stuff pretty well for that era of, like, this is weird. It's like, this is 2 years after World War. I think they learned a lot, but I also think they went off the rails. Like, some of the effects, like, I don't get that bad from flashing lights, but, like, even then sometimes I'm like, oh my god, there's so many numbers and, like, effects on the screen. Turn it off, turn it down, let me turn it down. If this game was made today,
the numbers.
Yeah, if this was a game made today, they would offer an accessibility feature that says, like, reduce, like, that problem. Like, it would definitely be a problem that they would fix.
Well,
I like the story though; it's kind of neat. Like, I think it's cool as like a it's pseudo spy thriller, but I mean at the end of the day it's still COD. Like I kind of like if like they'd done a bit more like maybe some stealth missions, like Metal Gear style mission, maybe not like open world. But this is after MGS3, I believe. Like they're the one that's getting remade. So I don't know why they don't have at least a couple stealth missions in here for being like about Black Ops stuff, which is usually like kind of more stealthy tactical missions.
So they didn't have the budget to do it.
Despite being what like a lot of people's favorite Call of Duty and in that era of like peak COD. They probably would have had it, but I think they probably cut it because they saw Modern Warfare 2 and were like, shit, we kind of got to make something super epic next year. Because remember, this game came out the year after Modern Warfare 2 did, so it definitely has influence from that. So here's the thing: we in all these COD games, chat, we're not reviewing the multiplayer, we're not reviewing zombies, we're just reviewing the campaign.
Yeah. Speaking of the campaign, though,
what do you think?
There's the thing, right? Each of the CODs kept getting somehow worse from each other, and like this is a legitimate thing of like World at War didn't really make a lot of sense, but at least I could still follow the history of it and not get completely lost. Then Black Ops happens and you got all this spy stuff going on, but then you also have numbers flashing in this guy's head, and then we're just going around various areas blowing the fuck out of things. Like, it felt very much America fuck yeah at points, as opposed to
100% that.
Just you know, a game about war. It's a game, instead of being about war, it's about America being great.
And also fuck the CIA. It's basically America's great except for the CIA.
Yeah, I'm not personally sure I vibe with it too much, but that might just be me.
I do like the characters. I like the characters' personality. I like they all have defined personalities still. I like that it has some callbacks to World of War. Like it continues that storyline a bit. I like that. That like you see Reznov again. Like I like that it's got influence on that. But like,
I would probably give it lowish B personally.
Yeah, I'll put it lower than World of War, honestly. I did enjoy it, but like I don't know.
The next one is Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2.
Right? The one that was in the future.
Yeah, well, the future as in like, yeah, in like 6 hours.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that at a
C tier.
C at best. Like,
yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Well, actually, do get me wrong if you want, but that looked like hot garbage to watch.
It was,
and I can only imagine playing it at some.
The worst part of that game for me was those like faux RTS missions where I'm like, why is this difficult? This doesn't need to be this hard. What is the point of these? Like, to me, there's a reason they've never done anything like that again. Because they probably saw no one played that or even liked it. Like, it's a neat concept, but it's ass. Because, like, yeah, it has an effect on how the game ends. But, like, is it really important? No, it's so unimportant, it's optional content. Other than the first one that is like, check this out.
Check this out, and then everybody checked it out.
Everyone's like, all right, yeah, yeah, I love being Mason.
I checked it out, and I'm checking out. Goodbye.
They're like, all right, I'm Mason's son with Old Woods, and we got Menendez, like, and all these characters, and it's like, oh yeah, right, RTS missions. Like, everyone forgets about that, I think. Because everyone remembers Menendez, they remember Woods getting his fucking kneecaps blown in.
I mean, Mason, I feel like everybody remembers dying. Menendez more because
he's
Menendez
apparently
shit. No, not well. I mean, yes, but also Menendez basically turned into the Hulk for a mission.
Oh yeah, when he's invincible with the shotgun.
yeah, because that made sense.
Yeah, that one is like a complete like immersion break. Like, it is cool. It's very cool. But like, we all know, chat, if like someone tried that for real, they would be just gunned down immediately.
Yeah,
there'd be no shot. Like a sniper, like, because snipers typically in real life don't fucking miss a target standing out in the open like a dumbass shotgunning people in the head or executing them. Like, he would have died. Like, sure, he would have killed maybe a couple of guys. He would have been shot.
Yeah,
like, I don't know. I know why it's a lot of people's favorite game. I can understand why it is. Personally, it's not my favorite COD game. Like,
in a story-focused review like the one we're currently trying to do, or rather story, gameplay, all that, this one falls behind in all aspects. Like, the story is incomprehensible at the best of times. Like, sure, you're continuing the original story, but at the same time, you've added in a bunch of new characters in the frickin' future, I might add, that have very little impact because we're suddenly thrust into them, but we can't keep a coherent narrative because we're trying to keep the narrative of the old people, too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if it was just a clean break, where they're like, oh yeah, we have Woods here for a mission, that's it. Yeah. Like, where it's like some through line, and then you just go to you're in the future.
Yeah,
like that. I think that would be cool. I understand why they did this, because people got really damn attached to these characters in 2010. But like,
yeah, but
personally, I'm okay. I don't know. Yeah. It could be worse. Cold War. So, chat, I actually played. So here's the thing, chat. So my history with COD, if you're not aware, I should have said this before. I bought Modern Warfare 19 when it came out. I bought the last couple of COD games when they come out. I've played Modern Warfare 19. I played Cold War. Vanguard, I did not play the campaign, and I barely played that multiplayer. I only played the multiplayer rank-up guns for Caldera. Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 I've played, and I played BO6. So all these Treyarch games, these World at War, and the two Black Ops 1 and 2, I have zero nostalgia for. I did not have a 360 growing up as a kid. I did not have a 360. So I only started playing in like the modern era. Cold War, I like Cold War. I like it a lot. I like that there's callbacks to the original, but they're not like overly annoying. I like Adler comes in as like this new character where you're like, he's kind of morally gray. Like, you know, it's like he's got his own shit going. Like, yeah, he's following the CIA's instructions, but he's got his own deal to deal with. It's like, oh yeah, he's kind of friendly, and then it's like at the end, he's like, nope, I'm gonna fucking shoot you in the head, main character. Bye bye. And yay. I like that Woods and Mason are here, but they're not there very much, to be honest. They're mostly just in the warehouse, unless you're on one of the two optional missions that are part of doing the campaign correctly. It sucks that their original voice actors do not return. So, yay, I'm a goddamn Onion Mason is now a line that will forever be associated with this game. I wish that popped up when we were playing. But, I don't know, I think the graphics finally got good enough. Like that, you can see things and do it.
Hooray,
the sound design is good for the guns, though it's not really my cup of tea. I prefer Modern Warfare 19. Modern Warfare 19 sounds more because they're better in the sound design. I like that it's like a shorter campaign. Like it doesn't need to be that long. I think it's as long as it really needs to be. It was like what, like 8 hours. Like, it was even shorter than I think BO1. Yeah. Like, it was definitely shorter than Black Ops 1 and 2. But, like, it worked. It had the least crashes. It's built on a semi-modern COD engine where it's like the Black Ops 4 engine merged with 19 a bit. It's like, it feels good to play with a controller or a keyboard. Like,
gunplay
is actually good.
Even if it's in the BO4 if there were any particular
No, I don't think we ran into any bugs other than like when I was trying to get out of the snow base with the helicopter. I kept like dying while we were trying to get up and out. We were pulling out that cargo, but that's skill issue. That's not the game's fault. That's clearly a skill issue. But we did get stuck on that for a few minutes, just because I kept dying because I was a dumbass staying next to like red barrels or something. I liked it. I think it does the spy stuff better because, like, when you're doing that mission where you're infiltrating the KGB, you are the KGB like agent guy, and you have to like actually sneak around and like go sabotage things or get someone arrested. Like, I like that. That mission's nice. I like that mission a lot. That's a good one. I like even though it does end with you basically doing a no Russian in the middle of the KGB, which would have actual dire consequences in the real world, because definitely if there's a bunch of Americans that came through and destroyed the KGB and killed couple thousand agents, the American government would go, "Oh,
That's
yeah,
not good.
that's not good. Sorry, Russia, we don't want to go to war." But like other than that, I enjoy it. I like the Perseus thing is nice because it's based in like a real like myth. Like so, it's like people thought that Perseus was a thing, and he could have been probably classified information if he was. So we don't know, but like I don't know. I liked it because like you don't find out about the twist that you were formerly part of the enemy until the end of the game. So that's a good twist. And you like there's hints of it if you pay attention. Obviously, we're just trying to complete the game on the story, so I can't show Daniel like the stuff of Adler like looking at you weird when you're going to back rooms where he's like, "What are you doing?" But like there's still hints there. I know. I think it's like a high. I think it's better than World of War personally. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think it's A tier, but I think it's definitely better than World of War. We had some good moments, but I didn't have as much fun as I did with
I would
AC6.
put it over World of
Mm.
I'm not sure if I would really say it's great.
I don't think it's A
still,
tier.
but
I think it's just
Yeah.
a good, solid game that you can't
I think
really be
that's
mad at.
fair.
And Chad, here's the thing: this game is 4 years old now. If you want, you can get that game. Is like if you want to just play through the campaign, you can just pay $20 for it when it's on sale, or probably in a few months there'll be Game Pass and it'll just be on there. So like, if you want to play through it, I'd at least recommend. Like, I'd recommend all like these, like just to go through them to check out the history. But I would only truly recommend like Cold War for like if you want to play something and not have like annoying issues. Speaking of games with annoying issues, BO6, my god, there were so many fucking bugs and crashes. I don't understand how they spent 4 years on the game and it was not that, and it was still buggy. Like,
Yeah,
we had
so
crashes, server disconnects.
Guns not working.
Guns didn't
Controls
work.
not working.
My control would just die. Like, I don't understand why there were so many issues with it. Like, I think if the game hadn't had so many issues, I would have liked it more. Like, the game wouldn't... I couldn't even... Like, chat, usually I can stream COD on my own computer. Like, I can stream and play it. I can't do that with BO6. I don't understand how, because at its heart, this shit is still on PS4 and Xbox One. Consoles from 11 years ago. So that is inexcusable that it doesn't work, and you spent 4 years of development on it. BO6 is just a fucking mess. Like, as an actual game. Hopefully they fix these bugs. To be honest, they've just introduced new ones. I don't know if they're going to fix them in the campaign. I uninstalled the campaign when we were done with it, so I could go play the multiplayer. At this point, I'm done with that multiplayer.
Here's the thing, right? I think at its core, it was a genuinely fun game.
Oh, yeah.
Like, definitely more so than the other ones we were doing. Wherein, like, the story was nice and cohesive. You had a core group of people that were out doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get callbacks for some of the other people, but they weren't overly intrusive. There weren't any notably terrible missions, and there was even like a really good one. With,
Yeah, that zombie mission was awesome. Like, that was the best.
Well,
like,
I was
you can
trying
tell...
to be coy in case people hadn't
Oh.
played it yet. But
Well, I think legitimately, like, that mission is the best one in the game, and it's clearly the one they spent the most time on. Like, that mission
Yeah.
towards the end, they clearly threw a lot of love in there. Now,
yeah, but
and the good thing is, it doesn't break canon. It's just a fun mission.
it's a hallucination, just
Yep.
like everything in the world.
Drugs.
That in and of itself is the big problem, is that the story is undercut by the game.
Yeah.
And this time it's the game not working, because outside of that, the gameplay did look pretty solid.
The gameplay is great in this
But-
game. It's just the other problems that drag it down. And that's just that's just Black Ops 6's problem in general. Is at its core, it is fun, but there's so many issues, like, with every aspect. Except I can't review zombies, chat. I don't play zombies. One of these days we'll play zombies. But like, there's just so many. Like, I would love this game to be better, but like, it's clear Treyarch just doesn't care, and it's reflecting in the player count. Like that's my biggest problem with Black Ops 6 is just like it seems like it wants to be good. But the problem is, it's Activision. And Activision's like, gotta make a new one, go make BO7, because that's coming next year, make BO7. I'm like, Could you fix this game first? Like, I wish
No.
COD games had a 2-year cycle. And this has been a problem since Modern Warfare 19, where these games are like either undercooked or they're like not ready to go. And it's like, could you just wait? Because like I heard Nintendo was like ready to go with Tears of the Kingdom in 2022, but they then just spent a year just fixing the game before they released it. They're like, all right, we found all these bugs. Cool. Instead of just releasing it, patching it later, let's just fix the bugs and then put it out when it's like mostly done. Obviously, the
We
patch
can't
makes
do
sense.
that though. We need to have live service games so people can get their bugs fixed in real time.
Like that's my problem with COD is it needs to be a longer cycle.
Right,
Like-
but that's discussing
Yeah,
parts
like-
of the thing that aren't.
Yeah,
the
but like
story.
as a whole,
would-
I like this game. But I'd say
I would say put
here.
it. I think it's better than World at War still, but that's a lot of the story carrying it.
yeah, I think yeah. Also, the problem is the marketing was bullshit. So thanks, because I love they put like Bush and Saddam Hussein, Margaret Thatcher. They put all these people in the trailers, and there's basically none of that. Because at least with the
Wow.
original Black Ops, they have like JFK, they have McNamara, they've got characters who like were real people back in the '60s. In this game,
I mean, sure.
you
but
see a
that's-
picture of Bush, and that's it.
Look,
And you
that's
raid Saddam's palace,
arguing-
and that's it.
That is arguing something that's not related to the review.
I know, but still, it does affect my viewpoint because I'm like, oh, the game lied. Thanks.
What
Whatever.
else is new?
Yeah,
At least
I would put it
fair
higher
game
than Cold
isn't-
War if it was not buggy and annoying. If it wasn't buggy, it would be here. But with the bugs, it's going here.
Anyway, next up.
Echo Point Nova. So we just started
Okay,
playing through this game.
So we're going to technically review just the current gameplay. So we've just beaten the first boss and cleared. Well, I don't want to say we've cleared 2 areas because we kind of just ignored most of the things in the second area so
Yeah.
far. But we've cleared probably about 1.5 areas out of the 5 given areas.
Mhm.
So, in terms of the actual gameplay loop, I think we understand enough to do a full review. But in terms of
Yes.
the actual game itself, I'm not sure if we want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear your thoughts first, because you.
So I'm enjoying the hell out of this game. This game's fun. Like it puts COD's Omni movement to shame. Where they're like, oh hey look, check it out, new movement tech. I'm like, yeah, well, have you tried doing this? Like it's what Omni movement wants to be. Like it's fun. The gameplay's fast and fluid. We've only found a couple of bugs that are basically us like actually just breaking the game.
Gregisms.
Oops. Yep, Gregisms as we refer to it. The gunplay is fun. I like there's a lot of enemies. I like there's actually some challenge. You don't just go around being like, all right, there's like 800 dudes. I'm just gonna mow them all down. It's like, no, there's like, you will die. You will die. Your friends can bring you back, but you will die. It's like I enjoy this game. If this game like hits correctly, I honestly would put it at an A.
Yeah, I
But,
would
like-
mainly say a lot of the issues come from potential, like, fixable bugs.
Yes, it's purely
Like-
stuff that they can fix.
Yeah, this is.
And it's an indie game, so
fairly
they'll give a
new.
shit to fix it.
Yeah, that said, it is a really fun game so far. I would say that the one weakness of the game is that it doesn't really change very much, but
No.
this is also one of those types of games where you're not actively looking for it to change very much.
No.
Like, you sign up for going around on effectively a hover scooter and shooting the hell out of people, and
Exactly.
you do get that. Sure
Like,
do get that.
You don't, and like the story, technically, there's a story, but it doesn't really matter.
The story is weak as hell. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
It
I
doesn't
like
get
the
any
gameplay, but
stronger
the
than
story, I
just,
don't care.
oh, there are things you need to go to and people you need to kill. That's
Yep.
it.
Go here, kill like 70 guys. Okay.
Yeah. But
I
I
don't know.
have heard that the, or at least I seem to recall the dev saying something about adding more content in the future. So we'll see how that goes. I
Yeah,
guess.
that could be good. So I'll put it for now at A tier. Maybe we'll drop it down.
Yeah, I'd say low A currently.
Yeah, it's good, but like there's some weak aspects to it. Like the story is just non-existent. Like who cares?
Okay,
What Remains
next.
of Edith Finch? Another
that
indie
one
game.
that one was certainly an interesting experience. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if I would say it was super good, though.
No, I thought it was interesting, but I don't know if I had like fun. I kind of just liked exploring like more of the story of just what was going on. Like I think honestly it would make a decent book more than a video game.
Yeah.
Like it'd make a good book or maybe a show. Not a show, like probably I could just see A24 adapting this into like a movie that's like an hour and a half long. I could definitely see them making a movie out of this. Like A24 because A24 handles that kind of thing. But in terms of like fun, it's fine. Like it's nothing really special. Like I've heard a lot of people praise it, but like I mean the story's good, but like the story's okay.
A lot of what I think of the story is that there's a lot of potential in how it's told, but they don't do enough with it. You're kind of just there being like, oh, well, I guess this person got off in this horrible way or something. Like, it ranges from being realistic to what the hell just happened. And it fluctuates between those two states very, very frequently.
Yeah. There's some parts I'm like, oh wow, this is really good. And there's some parts I'm like, okay.
What the fuck just happened?
I'm like, alright, that happened, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. C for me, personally. Like it's
at
fine.
least put it in C plus, so maybe above.
Yeah, I'll put it higher than BO2. I'll do that. That's fair. I enjoyed it more than like BO2. BO2's funniest moment was me unintentionally killing the dude with the rocket launcher. Yeah, I think it's definitely it's perfect C tier material. It's fine, yeah. But after you play it, you're never gonna think about it again. Yeah, it's an indie game you buy on sale and then you give up.
Yeah, but that said, if you have like 2-3 hours to just belt through it, and you don't get a free afternoon, one level like I do or like we did, and you can definitely give it a shot.
Yeah, if you got like an afternoon to kill on the weekend, might as well get it on sale. Yeah, on Steam. Make sure you get it through Steam and not like G2A or something. Pay the devs, because a lot of people definitely worked on this game. Up next is an old game, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. Daniel played this as a kid. I have never played this before. We played this with people logging into my own computer.
Yeah, so we did it with rotating controller control. So what would happen is that every round, or every time we started a round in the story mode, we would swap who's controlling the game. Usually meaning that everybody else would lose some amount of fights, and then I would have to finish up the actual missions. But that did mean everybody got a chance to play. Now, as Matt said, I had played through all of it myself prior. Matt had not played at all. I believe Greg had played a little bit, but not the full game. What did you think of doing that?
I think it was fun. Like, the story is clearly cut because they needed to make more space on the DVD for the PS2 back in the day. Like, it's clearly there's parts missing. Or like, oh, I guess we're... Like, there was a couple times where you were like, oh, I guess we're here now. Sure, we skipped some time. I think there was like one point in the story where you'd even like... We finished a battle, and then like Piccolo or someone came on the screen, like, and then all this happened. It was like 2 seasons worth of content, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess we're going just through that. That happened. Yeah. All right. Well, Goku died. Okay. There was. I guess he died.
Goku died again. God dang it.
Oh, I guess like there's people from the future now. Okay.
Somehow Palpatine returned in the middle of it too.
I cannot wait to show you the context of that. That is a mark-on movie. Because that movie's trash. But like for Budokai Tenkaichi 3, I had fun. Like I died a lot. but like I think the systems in the game are clearly good. There's a reason people still want another Budokai Tenkaichi. Because there was the one
Yeah.
this year that did pretty well. That was like in the spirit of it, and people enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Like I think this is just it's one of those games. Like as a kid, back in the PS2 GameCube era, I could see someone getting this, just playing through it a lot, or probably also a Blockbuster game where you'd like rent it for a weekend and play through it. Could be like, hey, I watched Dragon Ball on TV. Oh, cool, a video game. So it's definitely one of those games from back in the day, but it's like actually a good licensed game. Like they have all the voice actors, or at least most of them. Like the game is clearly made well. There weren't really any issues other than just the fact that it's a PS2 game. Like, I don't know. I had fun as someone who never watched Dragon Ball back in the day, and didn't play any Dragon Ball games. I had fun with this. I'd say it's like definitely a high B tier. It's very fun. It's not anything like amazing, but if you want to play through it, it's fun. Just get it on an emulator or like have buddies over and play it, and like pass the controller around each time you die. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like,
Honestly,
definitely
there
it's a
was a
game you should
missed
play with other
opportunity
people.
for us to do like a final mission of me versus you two and see if
Yeah.
you can beat me, but yeah,
That's
that's
okay.
a different problem altogether. But yeah,
Yeah.
I would say like high B, probably
Yeah, I'll put
top
it
of
above
B
Cold War.
even.
I definitely had more fun with it because like the stupid moments were funnier than the stupid moments of Cold War.
Yeah.
Return to the Obra Dinn. Oh boy. We were
So
too stupid to beat this game. We had to cheat.
Well, so like here's the thing, right? Obra Dinn is a game that requires you to really rely on context clues to determine information about what you're looking at, and we're not very observant people apparently. We missed a lot of context clues regarding like who people were and how they could possibly be there.
Yeah.
Like, God knows we missed all the top men because we didn't figure out, oh, these people are on the top of the ship. Maybe that's what a top man is.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of that, we didn't even figure out how to open the book for other people until, like,
Halfway through
potentially
game.
the last stream we did,
Yeah.
which would have helped us a lot, potentially.
Yeah.
And then we also didn't figure out how to read the map that shows up when the person is dying until the last stream. Like,
Yeah.
we were just very stupid to figure it out. The game
Yeah.
itself and the story of the game is very intriguing.
Oh yeah.
But
Like it's clearly skill issue on our part that we're just bad at
Yeah.
it. Like I actually recommended this game to like my brother's fiance because she kind of likes that mystery kind of thing, and so like she's probably gonna play through on my brother's PlayStation just because it's a fun like mystery. Like I told her about it, and she's like, "Oh, that sounds cool. It's like a murder mystery puzzle game." And she's like, "I'm like, yeah," and she's like, "Oh, cool." So she's gonna check it out. I'm like, "Yeah, you're smarter than me. You'll figure it out." Like I didn't say that to her, but I was like, "Yeah, she'll figure it out." She's actually smart.
yeah, I would definitely recommend it if you want a
Oh, yeah.
brain tester, but be prepared to look up a lot more nautical terms than you ever thought you'd need to in your life.
Yeah, you're gonna need to
because,
Google like, what's a top man? Oh, it's this.
what's a
It's
top man? What's
a top man. Ah, not the thing from Mario
what's a
Galaxy.
midshipman?
What is
What's
the
a possum?
Yeah, there's a lot of ship
Where are
terms you're
these
like,
names
oh,
from? What kind of region does this name originate from? Like,
yeah.
man, there were so many things that feel obvious in hindsight, but when we were looking at them, we were just like, what the heck does this mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Like we're just dumb.
Yeah, but
I
the
think
game itself is
the game is
very,
good.
very good.
Yeah, I'd say it's a here in terms of a good game because like there were a few times also when we wrapped up and we started cheating that we were like, oh shit, we should have known that. Oops. Oh man, we're just bad.
Yeah, I would say it's fair to put it in mid B because here's the thing too, is that while we are admitting that we're stupid, there are just legitimate points where it felt like this stuff wouldn't be discernible unless you knew outside information, like the
Yeah.
whole again Top Man incident. Like assuming, of course, you don't know your nautical terms and didn't look it up for whatever reason, you wouldn't have any context clues for how to figure stuff out because very few people actually say names, and you just kind of have to try and guess for a lot of it until it works, which isn't that great for a mystery type thing. With that said, I think overall it's fine, but there are definitely a couple of cases where there's not enough information to decide who's doing what or where they are without outside help, I think.
Yeah. You definitely need like Google. Not just to look up like who people are. That's actually cheating. But like just some of the like terms for like being on a boat. Like the only thing I know of is like captain, first mate, and like I don't know, helmsman or whatever the fuck, you know? Like terms from Star Trek.
Honestly, the fact that we got as many names as we did.
We did it right. We got like half of them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just dumb. We're just dumb. Like it's a good game. I'd recommend it. It's just be prepared to be smart or have smart friends who know things about boats.
Or have an entire group of friends and be dumb together.
Exactly. Get like a bunch of y'all on the Discord server and try and figure it out. It's a good time for that. But it is long. It's like a good like, what would you say, like probably like 10 hours, Daniel?
It depends
like
on
adding
how
up all the time
fast...
of investigation. I mean, like how long is this game? Like really?
I would honestly say it's... I would say it's actually more like 7 hours, but that assumes that you're understanding everything that's happening too. If you take a long time to discern information, it'll probably take you a while. Actually, yeah, so our time was probably about 4 hours with the cheating. I would say if we take that, you would probably want to double the time you spend on the game to actively do it correctly.
Yeah, so I just looked it up on
8 hours.
Yeah, I looked up on how long to beat. The average is about 8 hours to the main story, 9.5 hours to the main and the side content. Completionist is 10.5. So like yeah, it's about 8 to 10. It's like maybe 8 to 10 hours, maybe even like 7 or even 6 hours if you're actually like good at the game.
Yeah.
I'd say 8 hours is probably what you would expect. So it's definitely like a day thing, or at least a multi-day thing. Like you maybe play it for a couple hours each, like on a Saturday each week. And like what we were kind of doing, like an hour. This is one of the games we should have played on like a Saturday.
I mean, honestly speaking, I think that if we had, we would have just given up about the same time too, because it was like with us, we were just not figuring things out, even as we looked at them. I don't think extra time would have helped that, aside from just giving us longer streams.
Fair. Up next, Super Mario Galaxy. We played the Switch version, just because that's the most accessible, and I don't have to figure out how to get motion controls to work with Dolphin.
I'll be honest.
I'm biased. It's my favorite game of all time. I love it. So I'll let Daniel speak about it.
I'll be honest, watching it again, I felt like there should have been more in it than there ended up being. Like, don't get me wrong, the game has a sizable amount of content in it, but it all kind of feels like we just have the beginnings of something great, and then you kind of finish the level. It doesn't feel complete enough to me that I would feel the urge to say, yes, this is an incredibly great game. It is an incredibly great game, but it also feels like the start of an incredibly great game.
They did start to stretch on it in Galaxy 2, I will admit that. Like, there's a bunch of stuff that's not in Mario Galaxy. There's not really big enemies walking around. There's no fucking Yoshi. Like, there's a lot of stuff they didn't get. Like, there's a lot of stuff they did in Galaxy 2 because they just ran out of time because they needed a Mario game.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as Sunshine, where Sunshine was literally like incomplete, effectively, or like same with Wind Waker. Like,
Yes,
it is
but
definitely like a complete Mario game, and it is a really great game. But like, I do wish they went a bit deeper on more of the mechanics, though. I understand it was launched within the first year of the Wii, which was stupid successful. So like, yeah, we need 3 Mario, please. So
yeah.
yeah, it's Nintendo's fault.
That said,
I think it's great.
they did do a good job,
Oh yeah,
but I would not say it's S. I would probably say it's above Armored Core Co-op.
that is fair to me. After playing through it again, I think it's still a great game, but I am seeing more of the flaws as it ages. But it's
Yeah,
still
like-
a fucking great game. If you have a Switch, go get Mario 3D All Stars. It gets from a scalper at this point. Fuck you, Nintendo, for making it a limited time purchase. Or go find an old Wii or Wii U. Game is really cheap these days. Like, it's a Wii game. They're not that expensive. Or just use Dolphin. You can use Dolphin to just mess with it. You can use Dolphin slash I don't know, whatever the Switch emulator is. Like, how much is Mario Galaxy going for? Here, let's see. According to price charting, Mario Galaxy is going for not that much money. Like, the Wii version is going for about $13 for loose. That's just a disc. Like, it's like 13 to 15 bucks. It's a pretty cheap game. Like, I'm seeing complete inbox. That's like with the manuals and like the disc and the intact box. It's going for like 15 bucks. So if you can find a Wii at like a garage sale, which there's probably plenty of at this point because that thing is like 20 years old, like, it's definitely a good time. It's very fun. You will enjoy yourself. You'll be like, oh yeah, 3 Mario is always fun, and it's a good time. Even the motion control stuff isn't that bad. It's worse the way I was playing it. The Wii way is still the best way to play the crappy motion controls. Like with the races on that stupid Manta Ray. Those were weird on a Pro Controller. Up next is Ender Lilies.
Yeah, so this is my favorite game.
Yes.
So I'll let Matt talk about it.
Yeah, so I think it's great. The story is really good. The level design is beautiful. The music is amazing. Where it goes sometimes from like just simple, quiet piece to you're in hell. Welcome to hell. You're gonna probably die a lot. Welcome to basically Doom as a roguelike. There's as a Metroidvania. Good luck. This game's like, it's so good. I think some of the difficulty spikes are weird, and there's a bit of jank, but like I think this was like their first like major title, right? Like from this studio.
From what I understand,
really anything on that big of a scale from them before, so I get it. Like in terms of Metroidvanias, I've not played a lot, but this one's really, really good. It's a very good game. I quite enjoyed it. I had fun. It was nice and challenging. I only needed Daniel to get me out of a few things towards the end.
And
The devs clearly gave a shit.
I will say this too, like, and I said it on stream, that Matt very well could have done all the challenges by himself if he had invested the time into it. Like, I did not need to help him. It would
I
just
definitely could have figured
taken
it
a
out.
while.
I just we needed to for the stream's sake.
Yeah.
Like for the stream and my own sanity. I definitely could have done it, like how I beat Armored Core 6, but like we had to have a cutoff. Like if we weren't streaming and I just played the game, I definitely could have beat it. It would have probably just taken me a couple extra weeks, just because of like time of everything. And also, like, I think I was playing this while like it was peak Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
And like this was such a good like palate cleanser, because it was like, oh, I'm not dying due to a hacker or like lag. It's because I suck, and I could see myself, and I was actually getting better at, the game over time. I'd say it's definitely S tier worthy. Like, it's our first S tier.
Yep.
This game's like actually great. Like, Chad, if you haven't played it, go play it. It's super good. Like, even if you don't like Metroidvanias, it's really good. And I think it's actually on sale right now. 60% off, Chad. So right now, it's usually $25 right now. As of December 31st, it's $10.
Yeah, I think it's also
very cheap.
It's also normally discounted to that much too. So even if you don't pick it up right at the time of this recording, which is New Year's Eve,
just wait
you
for
can
a
probably
sale.
pick it up later.
It also doesn't require that much in terms of like your stuff. Like the recommended things are like a quad-core CPU, 4 gigs of RAM, a 2 gigabyte or better video card, and like 2 gigs of storage space. That's it. It does not require a lot of stuff, and it also works on the Steam Deck like just easily. Like, so if you just have a Steam Deck and you want like some like Metroidvania to play on like a plane if you're traveling somewhere for the holidays or anytime, it's a great Metroidvania for a Steam Deck. It is perfect for that. Would I recommend playing it on a computer with a bigger screen more? Yes. But if you want a Metroidvania to play on a Steam Deck, play it on your Steam Deck. It's a very good choice.
Yep.
Here we go. Enter Magnolia, which is the like, it's not really a sequel, but it's like it's in the same like thing that's going on. It's their next game that's in the same kind of franchise of the Ender franchise, I guess.
Yeah, you can.
It's in early access. It's not out yet. It's out in like a month or so.
Yeah. So the thing is that.
But I liked what I saw quite a bit.
The thing is that, it's basically slightly more bare bones Ender Lilies currently. There's mechanics in it that exist in Ender Lilies and mechanics that aren't implemented quite yet. I think that the current state of the game is probably geared to making it or having ease of access for players that are testing it, because there are parts of it that seemed far easier to go through than what would be expected of the part of the game you're in. But I think it has a lot of potential to be better than Ender Lilies, and
yes.
Recently the developers have actually come out and said that, hey, we need to actually get rid of all the early access
they made a post
data
the other day that said, hey, due to all the changes we've made because of your feedback, we're starting over, but we're still like, in terms of like your save data, it won't carry over, but like, don't worry about it, there's only a month left. And like everyone on Steam in the discussion section seems to basically saying, hey, I don't have a problem, I'd like to just start over anyway.
Yeah, that's what I said too. I was like, yeah, I was gonna start
like, to be honest, even if they hadn't like said that you need to start over, probably a good idea to start over anyway, though. You can fully experience the story with all the cutscenes added and any like extra dialogue added, all the bugs fixed, so you can properly experience the game.
But yeah,
so that's fine. So it comes out on looks like January 23rd, so in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It comes out 3 weeks from Thursday.
Yeah.
And since that's January 23rd on Japan time, that means it's really January 22nd, so it's 3 weeks from tomorrow. So that game it is coming soon. So for now, we'll put it in early access.
Yeah. I think it has potential. I don't think that it'll go back on that, because I trust the Binary Haze Interactive. We'll see how it ends up going, but I have high hopes.
Just please don't copy strike me next time, okay?
Yes.
They claimed a song on me automatically. Thankfully, they were like, yeah, no, you're good. So, please. Up next, Genshin 5.0. So, chat, as we're sitting here, this is without playing the 5.3 story. That is not yet for another hour. It's still 6:30 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Oh, hi, Barkley. My dog wandered over, chat. Like, I think so far I like it, but I don't like it as much as Sumeru or Fontaine. Like, I don't know. I think it could be... Like, all the characters feel a lot more disjointed, and I feel that's due to the nature of how the tribes work. Where they're, like, intentionally... Oh, hi. Sorry, he's walking under my feet. Where it's, like, intentional. But, like, I don't know. Like, it could be more interesting. Like, I think definitely the story itself is compelling, but the characters aren't as interesting to me as, like, Fontaine or especially Sumeru. I think Sumeru, in terms of story, is still my favorite. Fontaine is great. It's really, really good. But I don't know. I have such a high connection to those Sumeru characters. Like, where they clearly all know each other and they hang out.
It feels like a lot of the...
Oh, go ahead.
Like, for me, it feels like I'm not playing Genshin anymore. When I was watching you do it, because of how weird the Nalan characters are designed comparative
Yeah.
to literally every other character beforehand, it felt like I wasn't watching Genshin anymore. It felt like I was watching ZZZ characters that got
Yeah.
lost. And I think that took me out of the immersion a fair bit.
Yeah, like the Movica motorcycle, like it still doesn't work with me. It's cool, but like it's too much. Like, what does she use to fuel the stupid thing? Like, besides phlogiston, like I just don't understand. Like some of the design choices, like they just feel like I don't know. I feel like they took too much inspiration from ZZZ. I do like the character designs themselves are neat, but it's like too like off Genshin. Like it feels
We're in the
off-brand.
wrong game, people.
Like it feels like Genshin, and like Shallonen seems more like a. She's definitely feels like the most like a Triple Z or even a Stario like character that got lost in terms of like
Yeah.
how her kit is. Like she's a DJ. What? Like I'm sorry. Like I understand Robin being a DJ. She's a musician in a world
She's
where
also
like
from the future.
yeah, she's also like from the future where like space travel and like technology is normal. Like we have like basically like there's an AI that's basically a god. Like I get we have technology. Like I hate to do the meme, but like it is the Patrick meme of or SpongeBob meme of we have technology. And I'm like, where does Natlan stuff come from? What is this? What is happening? Like I don't know. It's kind of immersion breaking for me.
Yeah,
I
and
just-
it's
I don't
like
know.
everybody else has all these like weird and vibrant powers, and yeah, they're all weird and vibrant and cool, but they also feel like I'm not playing Genshin anymore.
Yeah, like with Navia, for example, in Fontaine. Like, yeah, she's got a cannon and stuff, but I feel like Fontaine is as far as the tech should have gone, where it's like, other than like I guess Conrio, where it's like, yeah, you know, it's kind of like here's this one region that's like advanced because like they pretty much really don't have any problems except weird internal problems. Like, and their internal problem isn't as bad per se, at least initially as you walk in, as the other regions. Like she even like even you're welcomed by the Hydro Archon to be like, hey, thanks for coming. Like, you know, like it's chill initially before the main stuff starts. Like I don't know. I think it's I don't know, and I also just don't have as much of a connection to these characters. Like I like them, but I don't like them as much as I liked Nahida or like Navia or like
Nailu.
yeah, Nailu's nice. Like she's like yeah, Nailu's a bit like you know, she's not the smartest character, but she can hold her own and she knows how to do her thing. Like I don't know. Like even like someone like a Dunyarzad who's an NPC in Sumeru, I like her a lot because she adds to the story. Like I don't know, it's just it's distracting. Like the fact that Chusk, like Chevrolet's shirt, he can have like basically a rifle from like the 1800s, but Chuska basically has a gun that can fucking fly. Like what is that? What is happening? Like why do all these characters suddenly have like how is it that she can fly, but like they haven't updated Venti's kit to actually fly?
Yeah,
And he's
honestly,
the
I wish
god.
that like none of their design. Well, I mean, their designs are kind of out there, but I feel like that's a
Their kits
problem of
do not fit in Genshin.
yeah. Their kits don't fit in Genshin's. Their designs are taking too much inspiration from something like ZZZ. But if you strip them down to their more bare essentials of the tribal state, and then got rid of all the fucking weird techno magic stuff that they got going on, like what we were exposed to in the first teaser trailer, I think we could have gone a lot farther in.
Yeah, I'd like it more if Natlan was much more like actually tribal, like with the NPCs, where they're like, yeah, they have like kind of flashy powers, like maybe rocks or something like that, but they don't have like a fucking motorcycle. Like
With
where
that
it's like
said-
in that style. Like I don't know, I like it, but like it's still weird.
With that said, though, the
The story's
actual
really fucking
story, though,
It's really fucking good so far. My god, the actual Natlan War is insane. It's so good. Like, and there's consequences. Like, we all thought, like, we're like, oh, Koichi, okay, she's gonna keep arguing with, Chaska. No, no, no.
People die when they are killed.
Yeah, yeah, that one I'm like, oh shit, they actually, like, that's a character who actually has a design. They could have been a 4-star. Nope. 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 That ship sailed into the Sea of Butterflies. Like, man, I don't know. I think I'll give it like a mid B because I like the story. It's just the character designs are a bit out there for Genshin. I hope they dial it back a bit with Snezhnaya later in 25.
Watch this nine people are all like
They can go to fucking space. They can just go to space and they've compete. It's just no. Snezhnaya is basically just WoW characters, but like they have WoW level technology where they're like, yeah, we have like the middle of nowhere ruins and also like a fucking computer in our office. Like Bronya just hangs out playing video games or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Yeah,
like she's just
they're in
there.
and of itself is a fun idea. It's just that they're in the Astral Express.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think Natlin, in terms of
Or no,
story,
wait,
I think
hold on. I have a better idea.
Oh?
The freaking Snezhnaya is actually just Belobog.
We just go there and they're like, hello, nice to meet you. It's like, Archon, what's an Archon? But yeah, I think I'll give it a mid B in terms of the design, like overall. But I think the story is like A so far.
I would
It's
honestly say the story, or like early,
You know what, maybe low A.
I would say early story is probably low A, but the latest story was definitely high A into
Yeah.
S. But the design definitely lowers it down to like.
How about we put it just above Dragon Ball?
That's fine.
Yeah, also my dog is grumbling at me, so I'm going to take him out to the bathroom. So we're going to pause for a minute, chat.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll edit this out. Kingdom Hearts 2.
So we're specifically doing the final mix version,
Yes.
and
The
this
PS4
is
version.
important because for some reason Final Mix added in a ton of cutscenes that weren't necessary to the
God.
game.
Dude, there was so much... Wasn't that like a whole like 10-minute cutscene that we couldn't skip?
I
long.
don't think there were any cutscenes that we couldn't skip that we weren't supposed to be looking at anyway. But the one offender to the cutscenes that I seem to recall was the frickin' 5-ish minutes of the dude walking down the stairs that
Oh
were
my
completely
God.
unnecessary.
That was so dumb. That was so
Yeah.
dumb. Why? Why did they do that?
I
But
don't
like in terms of the
know.
game itself, pretty fun. Good, better story than the first game. I liked
Yeah.
it a lot.
The overall
um,
story is
We also got
better.
past all the bullshit.
Yeah. We did not get to fight
Where's the
Sephiroth
fun
this
in
time.
this? Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck that voice line. I don't want to ever hear that voice line again. Fuck you. Who's that asshole again? Who's that character?
That's all then.
Fuck him. Fuck Zaldin. Zaldin's annoying. I'm so mad that someone figured out how to beat him in like one swoop. With no damage.
Yeah, but I
Fucking
mean, that's
good
just,
players.
Yeah, that's just the players being players. Though,
Yep.
at that point.
Yeah,
With that said, though, you did do very
I got
well
past
for
it.
yourself.
because I couldn't get Daniel's help for that because you were playing it on the PS4. Because I wasn't about to buy it on Epic and it wasn't on Steam yet.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely a good game, bogged down by some absurd difficulty spikes.
Yeah, no, the difficulty spikes are way harder than I remember them being, but I also feel like I did them at easy mode when I was a kid. Playing it now, I can very much see, like, what the hell are these people thinking for some of those difficulty spikes, but you did figure out most of them through legitimate means. I think the only ones you properly cheesed were probably... I think I want to say Roxas was the only one you cheesed, and then
Yeah,
a little
geez,
bit of
that.
Zaldin, but Zaldin you kind of had to figure out how to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was mainly just Roxas that I said, hey, you want to do this so you don't beat your head against this again. But other than that, you did everything else. So
Yeah,
props
no,
to
I
that.
mean, it wasn't that bad. Like, I did get through it. It was a pain in the ass, but we did do it. So I can't really, like, complain too much about it. Like, we figured it out. Is it annoying and kind of dumb? Yeah. But, like, it could have been worse, you know?
Yeah, but it also could have been better at that rate.
That's true. I know,
So
I thought it was fine.
now, what do you think of the story, though? As
I
the
think the story
important?
was definitely a marked improvement over the over itself. I think it was good.
Hmm. Yeah, I will note though that we started getting the bit of Disneyfication of the
Oh man, yeah,
franchise, and that only gets worse from here. And we're also
yeah.
skipping a bunch of stuff moving forward. We are going to finish Kingdom Hearts 3
Yes, we will be playing
and
that
only
later.
3. So we're probably going to do that this year,
Yes.
but I need to explain a lot of shit for the
Yeah, because we're not
that
playing the
anyway.
like DS and Vita game.
Yeah, we're skipping, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Technically, that one counts as 4. There's an entire, like, small movie collection that we would theoretically need to watch. Technically, there's the mobile game, I think, is somewhat important.
Yeah.
There's at
Oh
least
yeah, the mobile
two
game for like
others.
the phone in like 2005. That's like a Java applet. I
Yeah, there's
forgot that
technically
exists.
two other
Jesus Christ.
side things that aren't completely important, but have like minor things in them.
There's a 3DS
Yeah,
game too.
well, the 3DS game was one of the first ones,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, there's a lot of things here to talk about. But again, we're kind of getting off topic. The game itself, very good.
Oh yeah.
I think it's at least,
I
I'd
think it's
say
a
low A.
yeah, low A is good. I think it's very good. It's just bogged down by shitty difficulty spikes.
Yeah.
Like that's the main issue of this game is the difficulty spikes are absurd. I don't know how children are supposed to sometimes play this because it's E10. What is happening? So that's
E
fun.
tend to get bodied.
It really is E10 to get bodied. Yeah.
Hey, at least you didn't beat the game on critical mode like I
Oh
did.
man, I don't know how you did that. You were playing the PS2 version too, which is like harder.
Yeah, it was
You're
fun,
insane.
but goddamn, it wasn't like, oh god, what is happening?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Up
next
next
one.
is Nier Automata. So we did the A and B endings.
Well,
Nier.
I did the A and B
Yeah, Daniel
endings.
did it, but like, honestly, in my opinion, good game. It's just like some of the story is a bit disjointed. Though I guess that's where the other side stuff comes in because you're like sometimes like, oh wait, why is this happening? Oh, okay, I accept. I guess.
Yeah, I do think that it is a very interesting story at the very least, but there's a
Yes.
whole lot of coincidental, yeah, we're doing this right now going on that I don't quite know works in the game's favor.
Yeah.
There was also a fair amount of like camera
Jank.
jank too.
Oh
at
yeah,
the
I don't
very
understand how this
least.
game is a 2017 game and it has this much camera jank from a
And then
AAA
there's
studio.
also the flying combat missions are just a pain in the ass to play.
Yeah, those did not look fun.
Like, I don't think it was bad enough that I would knock it, but it's definitely bad enough that I would draw attention to it.
Mm-hmm. True.
Now, with all of that said, do I think that this is a bad game?
No.
No. I can see why it earned its Game of the Year well, at least with what
Nomination.
I see,
It lost to
there's
Breath
a
of the
lot of
Wild.
things. Oh, nomination fair. Like, it's definitely up there in terms of quality. I won't deny that. But, and I think that the route we haven't done is the one that everybody really likes.
Yeah.
But the first parts of it feel weird. I'm not exactly sure how to explain how they feel weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they could have used a little more work at the very least. But that's just me. What do you think?
Yeah. I think it's good. It's just got some issues. I'd say it's high B.
Yeah, I'd say that too.
Would you put it above or below Genshin? I think I'd put it below Genshin.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and but like chat, I see why this game has now officially sold 9 million copies.
Oh, there's another thing too. The gameplay in and of itself is not particularly interesting.
New.
There's
The
a lot
gameplay is
of
very boring.
Yeah, there's a lot of open world aspects with nothing in it, which is something I heavily criticize.
Yeah, the funniest part of that game and the best part of the combat was finding the moose and being like, oh shit, we can ride that.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing dumb shit with the game, but
Yeah.
in terms of actually competent shit, like the standard combat loop
It's
and
fine.
whatnot, yeah, it was fine.
It's
but
serviceable.
It wasn't anything special.
No,
like,
it's very
all
hack
you
and
would do-
slashy.
Yeah.
I'd say it's good. I can see why a lot of people like it, but like I don't think it's a masterpiece. I just think it's a very good game.
Yeah.
Like it's fine.
So I will note that the
If you want to
switch
play
up
it,
to,
it's good, but get it on sale because it's on.
Yeah.
It's discounted a lot.
But I was
think it's
gonna
right.
say, I do think that the switch to the hacking mode that 9S has was a nice touch,
Oh yeah.
and it did lead to one of the funniest moments we had where I insta-killed a boss via stop hacking it constantly.
Yeah. But yeah, chat, if you
Yeah.
want to get the game, it's on sale now as of the 31st, where it's $16. It's usually 40, which is absurd for a 7-year-old video game, nearly 8-year-old video game. But like, I definitely say it's good. It's something you should check out on sale. It's $16 right now, so get it while it's on sale. If the sale ends by the time you see the video, just wait for the next sale. Goes on sale a lot. Goes on sale pretty much every major Steam sale, except for like 1 or 2 small ones. So I definitely recommend you check it out if you like kind of hack and slashy stuff.
Yeah.
Up next is Brawl with specifically Subspace Emissary.
Oh, man.
It is not a shocker that this is the best story in Smash, but that is also not saying much because Sakurai has refused to make a good story mode in Smash.
With that said, there, like, for as little story as there actually is, there's a lot told per section of story that
there's
I
no dialogue.
appreciate. Yeah, there's no dialogue whatsoever. Nobody speaks to each other. Hell, I wouldn't even be
They just
surprised if
grunt at each
anybody. Yeah, like that's the best we get, and yet it still tells a pretty amazing story. In the
Oh,
grand
yeah.
scheme of things.
It's a great like story of fighting back against like the subspace enemies, Taboo, and like everybody else. Like it's
They've
really
obtained
good.
freedom.
Yeah, like it's great. It's such a like thing that could really, like, if these game companies all got along, it's something I could see they could actually turn to like a real movie, and it'd be dope as shit. Like if this video game stuff works out, it could be really cool. It could also be horrendous, but like I think it's very cool. There's a reason why people still remember this game 16 or 14 years later, like nearly
Yeah.
15. It's
With that
really
said,
good,
though,
but like
with-
at the end of the day, it's still Smash Bros. Style gameplay. So if you don't like Smash, you will not like it because it's very repetitive. Of beat the enemy, go beat the boss that spawned. Beat the enemy, beat the boss that spawned. Now, granted,
yeah, if there-
it is nice they pull from a lot of different directions. Like they have Rayquaza, they have a Mother Boss, they have like a Fire Emblem stuff going on. They have
There is
Bowser.
a
Like there's a
couple
lot
of
of good
modes that I
variety
will
in the
say
different
about that.
enemies.
There is some stuff I would say about that though,
Oh.
and that some of the like we did it on what
Normal slash
normal
hard.
mode. Yeah, normal slash hard mode. Well, technically we did normal slash easy because we had to
We
had
had to
a
swap
couple of
PCs.
we had issues with PCs and save files.
Yeah, my
and shit.
PC like died halfway through that, so I had to fix it. So we had to start over. So that's not our fault.
Yeah. With that said, though, some of the enemy designs are not very well thought out, especially versus certain other types of characters. The Greep, the one with the scythes, definitely stands out as one of the most annoying ones. There's also that tank enemy. That one was thankfully less common.
Yeah, that one only spawns like maybe 5 or 6 times in the entire game.
Yeah, I think
it's very specific where they put it. It's not a randomly spawning enemy like a Primit. It was like, nope, this is here now, deal with it. And it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll just punch it a lot.
Yeah, there was also like the mites that would just spawn
infinitely until you kill the portal, yeah.
And then they were just keeping like the problem with the game is, and something that I heard from a review of a different person's was that they put HP into a game without HP and then had to translate that out to your side as well.
Yeah.
So you get knocked around, but the enemies just kind of stay there and take punches to the face.
Yeah, especially if they're like metal enemies. They don't die until you literally whittle down their health to 0.
Yeah.
And then they hilariously go flying off the screen.
Yeah, that I don't think translated very well in terms of the gameplay. It's not offensive, but it's definitely a notable negative. There's also the notable negative of some of the level designs are ass.
Yeah.
Let's not kid ourselves. Like, let's not forget the Samus level where it's all the platforms that are just going in different directions, and you're just like, okay, let's pick a platform. Oh, that platform kills you? Well, sucks to be you then.
Yeah.
And this is also with like the lower mobility Samus too.
Yeah, Samus is just bad compared to Zero Suit, and unfortunately, unlike in some of the other stuff, there's no way to just switch. The only way to switch is to get a Smash Ball, and there ain't no Smash Balls in the campaign. So once you get to Samus, you're stuck with Samus. And she's bad. Right, but like all in all, I do think it's really good. The cutscenes are great. Like it's like they give all the characters times to sign. Yeah, they still hold up for being from 2008. Like sure, some of the backgrounds maybe not fully like properly rendered or something, but like they still look really good for being from rendered probably mostly in 2007, 2008 with that kind of hardware. Because back then, like you couldn't just be like, oh yeah, let's just build a computer and run all these. Like you actually had to like pay like tens of thousands of dollars to get this shit up and running. Nowadays it's like way cheaper. It's still a lot because you have to hire that many more devs now, but like no, those cutscenes still hold up well. They look good. For Wii cutscenes, they look great. Like even like upscaled, they're nice. Like people upscaled them to 1080p and they look really good in 1080p. Like it's clear the devs like probably rendered them in 1080p and then like downscaled them to fit on the Wii. Like it's really good. Like where would you put Subspace? I would say
it would be below Ender Lilies. I think as a package, it's not as good as Ender Lilies, but it has a lot that it does right. Just that it has more negatives than Ender Lilies does.
Put it between Galaxy and Armored Core.
Really? You'd only put it at A?
I mean, some of the enemies are pretty repetitive. I don't know.
That is fair.
Like that, my problem is a lot of the enemies get repeated. Like they don't really once they kind of introduce all the enemies before you can go into Subspace. That's it. There's not any like crazy wacky enemies in Subspace. It's like, yep, these are all the repeat. We're repeating them. I would have liked if like once they got into Subspace, there were like less like certain enemies, like maybe a Primid wouldn't spawn as much, and there's some other like horrific creature instead. Like that'd be cool. Because like, yep, these only live here. This is what's happened. This will happen if you don't save the world. These will be unleashed on everybody. Like that'd have been cool.
Yeah.
But like, it's very noted with Brawl. That game needed to get out. That game they needed to be done with it. Like it's clear Sonic is only in the second to last cutscene because like, hey, we just got the Sega license. Oh shit.
Go.
Shit, render something. Like, they don't even have anything for, like, Toon Link or Jigglypuff or, Wolf. Like, they could have put all three in, like, but they just ran out of time.
Okay, do
Which
we want to
happens.
split
Back
the?
then, you couldn't patch anything. Back then, once the game was going to gold, it was going gold, and that was it. You had to ship it. There's no download. It's just, here's the game, good luck.
Do we
Which
want
is
to
kinda
split the
nice.
difference then and put it in top of A? So
I'm down
they'll
top
get-
A. Yeah, top A is good. I'm down with top A.
Okay, Pokemon Sun.
We just finished this.
I'll be honest, it was pretty fucking mid.
Yeah,
I
it's
would
pretty
call-
mid. I like it a lot, but like, it's still a Pokemon game.
Like,
You're
here's
still
the
doing
thing
the same
about
stuff
it,
you did in
though.
the '90s.
And here's the thing, though. It's just a lot of side. With the Pokemon game, the goal of making it good is that you're having extra content
Right.
inside of it to entice people to keep playing. Like with Platinum, right? You had the more nuanced subplot of, you know, the whole Team Galaxy thing actively being a forefront and then coming to a head at the end of it all. This one, you're kind of just meandering around the islands doing your own thing, and then suddenly, oh yeah, there's also a major problem in that something that we did earlier is actually evil, and now we gotta go save or derail our entire adventure to go fix this one problem. And then you hit the Pokemon League.
Yeah.
Like, it's a dramatic tonal shift that feels like you just kind of whack your face into a wall, start backing up and hit another wall, and then start going forward again.
Yeah. The totem Pokemon are also like fine. They're not that interesting. They're just like slightly powered up Pokemon with more health. But if you have the right Pokemon, you can kind of still be like, oh, it's dead. Like, I wish they gave them like special immunity to like certain maybe status as the totem Pokemon. They're like, oh, hey, you know, this Pokemon's usually weak to fairy. It's not because it's a totem Pokemon. Like, that'd have been cool. Where it's like, oh yeah, just bring a fairy Pokemon. Oh shit.
I actually kind of wish that we had like the whole thing about the totem Pokemon is that you got the actual totem Pokemon, that being, you know, the pseudo or like the minor legendaries and the Tapus.
Right.
I wish instead of just having random bouts with other, I guess, entities, you fought those instead.
Yeah.
Like, what actually happened with the Tapus? We got this whole big old scene with Tapu Koko at the beginning, and then Tapu Koko fucks off for the majority of the game.
Yeah.
And then it comes back for one scene with an Ultra Beast, I think.
Ooh,
And then it fucks off
scary.
again. And then it comes back at the end of the game like, yeah, I was here since the beginning of the game.
And it's
And
just
now
literally
you get
that
to
clip of
battle
Patrick
me.
going, "Who are you people?"
Yeah.
It's like, okay, thanks, buddy.
Like,
Thanks for
imagine if
showing
you
up.
will, imagine if you will, though, instead of like the end, I guess, trainer, you fought the other trial captains after you finished their trials instead of a totem Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then the final trial of the island was fighting the Tapu, who's like a
Yeah.
lower level when you first meet them, but then reaches
It
a
scales
higher
with you.
level. Yeah, it scales once you get to the end, and then it's like, okay, now it's actually giving it its all instead of just kind of pulling its punches.
Yeah, it's
because
like,
you're
oh, it's a
weaker.
level 20? Well, that makes sense. You're on the trial and you're a kid. Well, like, oh, you're challenging it again? All right, well, fuck you. You're level 40. It's now level 65.
Yeah,
good
something
luck.
like that.
And also, it's immune to your to the main status it's actually weak against, usually. That'd have been a good twist, but the problem is it's Pokemon. They're not going to do that. Because it would make
Yeah.
all the kids be like, why can't I beat this? Which, I mean, hi chat, we're almost 30 and we're complaining about Pokemon. Like, it's clearly a franchise aimed for like 8 and 10-year-olds, you know? Like, I have nostalgia for this game because I played it in college. And then Daniel just likes Pokemon. Older
Yeah, but
Pokemon,
with that
but like
said,
Pokemon.
like,
With that said, it is a very well-made game. There's a few like weird slowdowns, but that's the fault of the emulator, not the game. On my actual 3DS XL, when I played this game when it came out, it ran very well and only slowed down like maybe once or twice when it was like a very specific effect. I'm like, oh shit. Like it very much is pushing the tech boundaries of the 3DS in the way the other games just are not. Like it's very much using the hardware limitations to its fullest.
Okay, but yeah,
Where would you put it? I'd put it maybe.
I would honestly put it like at best high C, at worst probably mid to low C.
I'd put it above Edith Finch. I had more fun with it than I did with Edith Finch.
Yeah, that's fair.
I liked it, but like I don't know. I didn't like it. I don't like it as much the second time. But I still think it's a fun game. If you want to play it, play it. You can probably get it dirt cheap these days. It's a great 3DS game. There's millions of them in existence.
Yeah, I just dislike it more because as a person that likes more challenging content and
oh yeah, the game is stupid
like
easy.
interactive story. Well, here's the thing actually about the difficulty. It was easy until about like the last stream we did, in which it got like really freaking difficult at the Elite Four part.
Yeah,
and
there
it
got
was just,
actually
like,
hard. And they introduced a random character. You're like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, but the Elite Four was actually really difficult.
That was a nice challenge, but I wish it'd been a bit more challenging beforehand because that spike is what killed me last time.
Yeah, it's not a very well designed difficulty spike. It's like they kind of forgot to make it challenging up until then, and then they were like, well, we have an Elite Four again, so what do we do? Oh yeah, let's make it fucking difficult as hell.
Yeah, by the way, I'm looking at price charting. You can get this game chat for as low as like $20 these days. Like there's a lot of copies, and that's complete inbox. So that's like box, manuals, cartridge. Like it comes with all the original packaging. Even new is going for $30. Like it's not that expensive. If you want to get a new copy and make sure that it's not damaged somehow by like some grubby 10-year-old, you could do that. And like I'd recommend it. You know, if you want something just kind of simple and mindless, and you just want to play a Pokemon game, it's better than the rest of the games that came out after it.
Low bar that.
I know. I'm agreeing with that every time we say it.
Anyway, though.
Up next is Kirby Superstar Ultra. Daniel has nostalgia for this. I never played it before. I had a good time. I thought it was fun, if repetitive. And also, lack of checkpoints was a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, the checkpoint lacking was a pain in the ass. True Arena is a pain in the ass in and of itself.
Oh, man.
Like, I will say that beyond that, though, it's a very well-made. Well, it's hard to say that it's a game in and of itself because it feels more like a collection of smaller games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It feels like they had a bunch of ideas and like, well, we could turn these all into games. I don't think there's enough here to do that. Why don't we just make a bunch of basically like not a mini game collection, but like, hey, let's put all these in as like their own separate entity into this one game. Like, like these are barely above mini game. Like, there's definitely a full-on thing where it takes you a bit to beat it, but like still.
Yeah, honestly, the best made one was probably like Milky Way Wishes.
Yes.
And,
you know, that was.
Well,
that was
I
good.
guess Nightmare Ultra is basically just a reskin of everything. So yeah, Milky Way Wishes was really good in my opinion, if not just short for each level.
Yeah.
But overall, I do think that it's a really nice game if you like Kirby games, and it's pretty difficult too. So you're not tapped for difficulty if you try and do it.
Yeah.
And it's not like a super hard difficulty spike either, except for True Arena, which that's the entire point of that one.
Yeah, that one's supposed to be a difficulty spike.
Yeah, so overall, I think that it's a really good game if you're a Kirby fan.
Oh yeah, if you're a Kirby fan, I can see why people would enjoy this quite a bit. It's very fun. Yeah. Like, it's definitely a very fun, like, DS era Kirby game, where it's like, yep, this isn't that hard except for most of it, but like, you know, maybe a 10-year-old it's hard, but like, if you want something just kind of breezy, just to play through every now and again.
If you want something breezy, play Spring Breeze.
I see what you did there. But yeah, like, if you want, like, go play on like either a DS or like a 3DS, since that still works, and then like, or just play like on a Steam Deck or something. Because I'm looking at price charting again, And complete in a box, it's $35, which isn't that bad. Like if you want it like loose, just the cartridge, it's like $20. You can probably find it even cheaper at like a garage sale near you, because I'm sure there's a couple of garage sales in someone's area that they'll like, oh hey, a bunch of old DS games. It's like, yeah, I don't play my DS anymore, or like, yeah, my kid went off to college. He told me to sell all these. Like you could probably get that game for with like complete in box under $20 from a garage sale. So like, I'd recommend it. I'd say B. I'd put it above Obra Dinn. Actually, no, I put it above. I put it above BO6. I put it like here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like it's good. It's very fun, but like some of the stuff is weird. I think it's a very good, fun game. It's very simple, and there's basically no story, but it's not a bad thing. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very fun. I couldn't complain less about this game. It's very good. Like it's just a fun, simple Kirby game, and that's the point of Kirby, is to be just a fun, simple game. The power-ups they're great. They're really good power-ups in here. Like most of the power-ups are pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Up next is Pikmin 2, which we're technically not done with yet, chat, but like we finished the main story and we're just getting the extra treasures.
We're very close to being.
We have like maybe 2 or 3 streams left.
Now, going from Kirby's nice walk in the park to
effectively hell sometimes. Jesus Christ.
War simulator.
Oh boy, I love the enemy that randomly spawns in that dungeon that you can't kill until it's the final level. Holy shit, the roller enemy is scary. I love that someone told me to go in there on stream when you were not there, Daniel, and I was just like, oh shit, like I think I have a reaction to that somewhere around here on my YouTube channel. Oh boy, that's terrifying, because it's just like, yep, I'm gonna roll over all of them, and they're all gonna insta-die. I'm like, okay, great. Like, the fact that spawns on every floor.
Yeah.
Sadists. Pure sadists at Nintendo. Holy shit. But
yeah, like...
No, I think it's fun. It's good. Like, I like that it's actually a bit challenging. Like, you're like, oh, Pikmin, how hard can that be? You just throw the fucking Pikmin at the enemy and they die. Maybe a couple get eaten. It's like, nope. It's a problem. You actually need to think. Like, you need to strategize and be like, alright, well, I gotta take the blue and the yellow, but I kind of gotta leave the yellows, like, here anyway for now, because I gotta build a bridge, but I kind of need those purples to kill the enemy. Like, you have to think about it. I like that. And the multiplayer mod is great. Because we found a multiplayer mod somewhat halfway through, because someone in my chat pointed that out to me. So shout-outs to you, viewer.
Yeah. I will note, though, that without the multiplayer mod, though, I think we'd be having far less fun.
Yeah.
And it's from somebody that beat the entire game.
Yeah, you liked Pikmin 2 back in the day. You had it.
Yeah, right? I still have it, technically.
Right, I mean, like, you played it when you were a kid.
Yeah, the thing is, though, is that Pikmin 2 is ungodly difficult sometimes.
Yeah, it's just slightly less difficult than 1.
Yeah, but that does mean that if you had to do this by yourself, you'd be struggling a lot more. And I'm not even trying to say anything additional with that.
No, you're good.
Like, it's a straight up fact that we'd have to take it so much slower than we're currently doing. The fact that we can have multiple people punching an enemy to death is a godsend for the speed running of this game.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like I think it's good. I quite like it. I think it's just it's a fun game. I like that it's actually somewhat challenging. You have to think it through. Like it's like good, and like all the like little in jokes are funny with like what they call different items. It's really good and stupid. I think like the enemy design is very good. And I like that it gets a bit out there. Like, yeah, okay, you maybe have like some kind of insects or whatever. It's like, oh shit, that throws bombs. Oh shit, I gotta leave. Like, I like that a lot. I think it's a good game, but I think I'd be having less fun if it wasn't for multiplayer.
Yeah.
I think it's good, but like, holy shit.
There are also just jank moments in general too. Like,
yeah, some of the camera stuff is jank. Holy shit.
Yeah, camera stuff is jank. I think you were saying, what was it? The aiming reticule.
Aiming reticule sucks ass.
Yeah, I will readily admit that the aiming is not the best in the game, especially like if you're not used to the mechanics of it. Arcing is its own problem in and of itself, but the actual ability to hit some of the things is not the best. But
Yeah. Pikmin 2, I'd put it probably above Nier.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'm trying to think if I want to put it above or below Genshin. That's the main thing. I'm trying to figure if I wanted like pretty much top tier B or top tier B. I think a step below is fine.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think that's okay, or do you want to fight for something else? Like, what do you think?
I don't have a preference. If you think it goes there, then it should go there.
Okay. But I just want us to agree on that, so okay. Up next is Paper Mario Thousand Year Door Remake. They finally made a good Paper Mario game again by just reissuing the GameCube game. Because they're like, well, we're out of ideas. Do people like this game? Based on the sales? Yes. So, I think it was fun. I had a great time. I figured it out. We beat the boss. We did all the challenges. The story was fun. The characters are a lot of fun. Like, I like that it's just kind of like it's goofy, but it does take itself seriously at times. Like, sure, you've got the computer that falls in love with Peach, but you also have like, oh shit, this is actually a problem of like you have good moments where like they're bullying Vivian, and then Vivian like learns, oh shit, I don't have to be with these horrible people. I can go hang out with someone who's actually like a good person. Like, that's such a good storytelling, and like they build to it a bit through the game, and then they really hammer it home when you get to like that like Twilight area. Like, that's really great. I like that a lot, that they do all that. Like, Vivian is best character. Like, it's nice that they do all that for them. In terms of like their stuff, I think the arc where you're on the train is definitely the weakest. Like, it's kind of like, okay, can I just I know what's going on. Can I answer this? No, you guys have a story. I'm like, okay. So that's kind of annoying. Wish that wasn't the case. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like they had greater ambitions, but they just didn't want to deal with it. So, oh well, that part suffers. But I think the ending is really good. Like, where you're on the moon is fun. I love the combat mechanics. I can't do a perfect dodge, where I'm actually damaging the enemy every time they attack. But like, I was holding my own throughout the game. Like, I only died, I think, a few times, or came close to it. Like, I definitely died a few times, but I think I did all right for myself. We beat the game in reasonable time. We had good RPG. The partners are all very fun. Like, I like they're very distinctive. Like, Goombell's clearly the smart, kind of thinking one. Koops is nervous, but like he's got a good heart. I love that Yoshi's just an ass. Like, I love that. It's so good that Yoshi's just an asshole. Like, obviously Vivian, I don't need to like, talk more about. Like, I like Rockhawk on like as like the enemy in Glitz Pit. Like, that's great. Like, he's just a dumbass, and he's clearly based off of Hulk Hogan. And like, Hulk Hogan sucks, but the Rockhawk is actually great. Flurry, I mean, she's kind of fine. She's all right. Like, her main thing is basically just to
Whoa.
like, she's nice. I like that she kind of does her thing. Let's see what else. Admiral Bobbery, I like that he's got his whole story where it's like clearly there's like a story gone with him beforehand. You're just kind of wandering into his life, where it's not just like, oh shit, he's like suffering all this now. Like, I like that he's already in the state of like, man, I'm not in a great moment. I gotta figure out what to do. And then Mario comes in, he's like, oh shit, I now have a new mission due. Like, I like Bobbery a lot. Like, it's nice. Miss Mouse is like, whatever. We didn't really do anything with her, so whatever. I like that all the chess demons are so stupid. Like, I like the first, like, a couple of them think they're like cursing you, and then you get later in the game, and Mario's just like, "Yeah, no, I've been told I've been cursed a lot. Like, it doesn't really matter here. I'm just gonna do
Curse
my own
me
thing."
now!
Oh yeah, curse me. Wait, you're saying that you've already met a lot of like me? Yes. Oh, well, you suck. You're taking all the fun of this. Fine, screw you. You get this power. Get out of here. Screw you. I'm gonna go do my own thing. Get out of here. You suck, Mario. Like, I like that a lot. That the game is self-aware that you keep running into these enemies. Like the fourth wall breaks are like nice because they're like mostly integrated. Like they're integrated with the story without breaking stuff. Where it's just like Mario's like, again, really. I do like that all of Luigi's allies fucking hate him. I think it's hilarious because like Luigi just kind of fell into that, and they're all like, mind this guy. So that's fun. The penguin is stupid. Like that penguin guy is just dumb. Like he's supposed to be like a mystery guy, Sherlock Holmes kind of thing. He's whatever. Like I think overall, I would put the game in like bottom A tier. I liked it a lot. What do you think, Daniel? Like it didn't have too much jank either. It was very polished.
So polish, yes, I agree with. Story, I think I would think of it a little less highly than you because for as much story as there was, and there was a lot of story, a lot of it just didn't really go anywhere aside from resolve the one issue with everybody. Right. And I'm not really sure if that's great overall. Like, I can see that it's a really good game still, but I wouldn't say it's like one of the best things to ever come out of Nintendo, though.
That's fair.
If it's the best Mario RPG, that's not exactly saying a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of debate between basically the two that got remade on Switch. This one and Super Mario RPG from the Super Nintendo. And this one is viewed as the, I guess, better remake in terms of like that it kept everything the same because that Super Nintendo game is rough. But like, I enjoyed myself. I had a great time playing this.
I think the thing that I would criticize the most heavily is the combat. The combat in and of itself was really, really bad in my opinion. You only had a couple of options. Sometimes most of your options wouldn't even work depending on the enemy. There's a large mix of different bonus powers that kind of just get lost in translation.
Yeah.
Because you don't really know if it's gonna even work versus the thing you're fighting or not.
That's true.
Then there's the whole dodge and guard mechanics not really making sense. Like, I couldn't tell if it was just you or the fact that you only had a couple of frames to guard.
I honestly think like they might have shortened the time frame on accident when they made the game run at 60 instead of 30 frames.
Yeah, and like here's the thing too, is that the guarding didn't do anything in the grand scheme.
No, it still made me take damage.
Well, no, so like here's the thing. If it had halved the damage you take, I could have seen it being useful, because then you could have like the 10 damage into being 5. But no, it basically only reduced damage by 1 or 2 points. So 10 damage is still 8 damage. That's still going to kill you, just slightly slower than otherwise. Which, admittedly, yes, did save us, but you either learned a perfect guard, or you basically didn't lose much from not guarding. Aside from, resisting status effects, I guess. That's not well made, in my opinion, but that's just me. I also would have liked to have seen more out of the allies, because the allies basically had 3 gimmicks, and that was it. And by the end of it, we were only using Vivian and Bobbery, and maybe Miss Swirly or whatever her name is occasionally. We didn't use Koops or Goombella at all near the end of the game.
No, they are pretty useless towards the end.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that's fine. Let's see. You make good points. Maybe high B.
Yeah, high B I think is fine.
I think here's good. Okay, so do you want to do Star Rail now, or do you want to come back to Star Rail?
We can do Star Rail now.
Okay, so we've got our 3 arcs here. We've got the initial 2.0 through 2.3 Penacony story. We've got the 2.4 through, I think, 2. Like at the 2.3, 2.4. Was it?
I think it's
was it part of
2.4 and 2.5.
Yeah, 2.4, 2.5 story.
2.6 and 2.7.
Yeah, 2.6 is the Rappa story, and 2.7 is Sunday with Fugue.
Now, if I may, I'd like to take point for the Penacony story.
Feel free. I would.
I think that Penacony ended up being a little too overhyped by the end of it. The reason why I feel this way is because we start off Penacony with a grand old mystery of people fucking dying in the dreamscape where it's supposed to be incredibly safe. And like we get this whole dramatic scene with Firefly, the whole mystery death with Robin, and you know, well, I mean, I think our reactions speak for ourselves in those cases, but we know that, or we knew then that they were potentially gone forever.
Yeah, there was like hint of them being playable. It was just like, oh shit.
Yeah, and then a couple patches later, there's like, oh yeah, we're fine. Like, this was actually part of the plan, and in the grand scheme of things, it makes sense, right? But
yeah.
It really kills a lot of that emotional weight those scenes had. To just know that, yeah, we're fine. We have our reasons for not saying anything about it. But like, especially Robin, I think, was the one that I'm the more upset about, because with Firefly, you kind of got the impression that she was
knows more than she's
baiting
letting
it.
on.
Well, not even that, but like it was way too obvious and dramatic of a death to be one that actually stuck. But then Robin just up and dies.
She's just dead in the pool.
Yeah.
And it's up.
And that one like comes out of left field. And that's the one where I really wanted her to actually be dead, even if it meant that we'd lost that character.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like no consequence to Penacony's story aside from, you know, the actual consequence of solving the world problem.
And Sunday joining the Express.
Well, yes, but that's part of solving the world problem.
Right.
Like, nobody's actually dead from Penacony.
Yeah, the only ones dead are basically Gallagher and Misha, who are technically just they're just technically already dead / like the original meaning of the word meme.
Yeah, like
where their collective thought results.
I really wanted somebody to die.
Same.
And like I'm very sad that we didn't.
Yeah, like Alice is great. I love Alice as Robin, but I think it would have been really interesting if she just been actually dead. And we're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, or we could have had like
there was 6 weeks where I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, or we could have had a Ting Yun situation pre 2.7 wherein Robin's released that patch, fucking dies that patch, and then doesn't show up for a while, and we just think that she's dead.
Yeah, like the thing is, I think with Fugue, we'll talk about Fugue in a bit, but like I have thoughts to say, so I'll hold my tongue.
Another thing that I really dislike about Penacony's initial runtime is that for all that Robin is touted as being important, she's not really actually that important.
No, she's important because she's related to Sunday.
Yeah, she just shows up for a bit and then gets taken out again and then helps at the very end.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, the main star of Penacony was Akron.
Oh, yeah. I think the Akron versus Sunday cutscene, or Akron versus Aventurine cutscene, my bad, is the best one in Penacony, and that was 2.1.
Yeah.
Like that cutscene where she's just like, all right, hi, I'm gonna do my
Bye.
thing, and then she's just like leading you back home. One fucking sword swipe, all gone, just full on Emanator ability, just gone.
Actually,
That's so good.
Actually, thinking about it, all of 2.1 in and of itself was probably the best.
Oh yeah, I think 2.1 was the best one because we got like Aventurine's whole story. We got Sunday starting to show his true colors. Like
we got the whole Gallagher stuff.
We had the Gallagher
and Gallagher
betrayal.
being a meme too.
Yeah, we had that.
I'm 13.
We had I think we had was it the drink event in 2.1 or was that 2.2?
Yeah.
Where we met like Siobhan. That was a great patch because that was just simple and fun.
We had the whole thing with Acheron and Welt. We had Acheron versus Aventurine. Like
I think of the Penacony patches, 2.1 is probably the best one of the bunch.
Yeah.
Like clearly that's the one where they were like, all right, we figured out where we're going. Let's just do our it's unfortunately it winds up being the middle child. But of like the initial Penacony stuff, I think it is clearly the best patch. Like 2.1 I think had the most hype around it because 2.0 was like oh shit. And then 2.1 came in, it's like, oh fuck. And then like it does kind of not work out as well as you wanted it to.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm hoping M4S will be better. And they actually killed
somebody. They peaked too.
They peaked in 2.1. They absolutely peaked in 2.1 because 2.1 is like a goddamn. Like 2.1 is like a holy shit a moment as a patch. Like it's so good. But like I think the final battle against Sunday is great. Like fucking 9 stamina bars. Why? I think I have my reaction on my channel chat and I was just like, what? I was like, wait a minute, he has 9 stamina bars. Like there's something related to that. You can go check out my channel, but like holy shit. That battle was really good. I like that final battle. And I like that initially like they bait you with like, wait a minute, this is too easy. How did we already beat him with Dan Heng and the Lawfu coming in? This doesn't feel right. There's no like epic like final song. It's just oh shit, here comes everybody and here comes the cavalry. And like it baits you, and then Black Swan's like, yeah, no, you didn't win. Sorry. And then you have to do that whole fight again, and like that moment is really great. Like I like that a lot. But like that is also obviously the final battle, which is supposed to be really good. I guess in the end it was a wholesome and uplifting story, whatever Xiaoji said, because pretty much no one that's like actually a recurring character died. And the fact that literally Misha's voice actress got accepted for some new role. So, like, they're already having to redo some of their stuff. Like, I think it was very good, but I think it could have gone a bit better. Like, if they'd actually, like, killed someone. Like, if they'd actually killed Robin and she wasn't coming back. I love Alice, and I like Robin's music. But I think it would have been more effective if she'd stayed dead. I'll agree with Daniel on that. Like, because you could bring her back to, like, flashbacks or something, or, like, you could be like, oh, hey, she's playable, you know, and then you're like, well, I'm rolling for a dead character. Oh, shit. But they don't want people to roll for a dead character.
I also wish that Sparkle did.
Yeah, Sparkle didn't do really anything. She just kind of came in at the end, was like, hey,
I'm going to wingman you for no reason.
I'm going to wingman you. I'm the best wingman here. To the literal person with wings.
But yeah, I guess, like, that's the entire thing, is that you never really know what Sparkle's actually about to do. So like Sparkle's like the Chekhov's gun that somebody forgot was actually there, but she's still there. She's staring at you. We're just wondering whether or not we'll remember that she's there in the future.
Yeah, Lizzie Freeman is so good as Sparkle. Holy shit, she's so good. And Reino Ueda for Japan also does a good job. Like, all the voice actors are doing their fucking best. Like, this patch had nothing but good voice acting. I don't think I heard voice acting from really anybody that was bad, except for maybe like some of the one-line NPCs. But like of all the characters actually like important, they all were really, really good.
Even the NPCs.
Yeah, even the NPCs were good. I think like that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like only 1 or 2 of the lines were like bad from the NPCs. Like I think everyone was doing a great job because they knew they had to get this shit right. And I think the voice acting also peaked with Himiko.
But yeah, like overall, I think that it's good. Probably high B, low A.
I'd say low
A,
A.
but I do not think that it was the S that we were touting it as.
No, I
Yeah,
definitely think it got
yeah.
overhyped, and I'm trying to learn my lesson for Amphorius.
That said, White Knight.
Oh, man,
that was
that-
definitely S.
White Knight as a trailer is S. That shit is insane. The fact they got away with doing that, I love it. It's just a full-on, like, what is it? What's the term for, like, a...
It's just an MV.
It's just a full-on, like, MV. Like, it's so good. Like, the fact that
the fact that they hinted at the Trailblazer power the entire time
With the
and
hat,
nobody caught it.
No, everyone was like, oh, we got a hat. Cool. All right. I guess it's for the music video. Nope, that's our power. Like, that video, by the way, of the the White Knight trailer has 26 million views.
Nice.
Insanity. Like, that trailer is probably still the best one they put out because it was just so out of left field. Because usually it's like, oh, okay, we're going to do some story stuff. Nope, we're dancing with the Venturine and just going around and look at all these cool characters. Check it out. Robin and Sunday are in this cool car. She's holding some alcohol. Oh, Misha got smacked by that. That's okay. Hey, look at Pretty Black Swan. Acheron's facing off against, you know, like,
Damn.
Sam. Like, look at all this cool shit. Oh, we're facing off against a giant, like, Sampo. Fuck it. That looks cool. Like, that trailer is so good. Like, that is the best trailer they put out for, I think, all of Hoyo's stuff so far.
Yeah.
It was so good. White Knight. If I could put White Knight as its own like tier, I'd just put it S. But no.
We have a tier that's just named White Knight.
We just make a tier list of just trailers for games.
I mean, realistically, we could with Hoyoverse.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, we could do that another time, chat. But after we finished up Penacony, we got back to the Luofu. The first run through the Luofu, it really just feels like it's set up for later. Like in the 1X patches, it's like, okay, we've got Space China. Check it out, it's Space China. It's like, okay. Well, you're clearly getting this up for later because we'll need more allies towards the later patches in this game when we get to like 6.0, 7.0, etc. Okay.
I mean, so the thing I felt about the War Dance was that it was ironically enough set up for other parts of the Xianzhou Alliance.
Yeah.
Like it had nothing to do with our current group of Xianzhou people. It was only introducing people that'll come into play later.
Yeah, like I think if I remember right, even the Trailblazer commented like, "Damn, Fei Xiao like really outshined me here." Like, cause she got seen by Lan, like she got the gaze of Lan. We didn't. Like as the MC, like Fei Xiao got the true attention of that of like
Aeon.
that one of that Aeon. Sorry, like she got that. Like I think Fei Xiao is like I love Dispatch more, and like yeah, it does introduce some of the other stuff like with Ling Sha, like where she's like coming from the other ones. Like oh, okay, we're getting some information from the other ships, and we got all the stuff going on with these wolves. Okay, we've got like the backstory of what's going on here. Like I like this arc, but I like the War Dance much better for the Luofu than the other one because it's like, yeah, it's pretty serious of like all this stuff and like the implications and like, oh, that's why Fei Xiao exists. Ooh, God. Okay. Well then. Like I like it a lot. I like the War Dance. It was fun. I like that we got the Belobog characters starting to go off world. Like Luca's story in that War Dance.
Yeah, no, like
Luca's
here's
the best
thing.
character. Luca
The War Dance arc, or the preamble to it, was kind of, man, in my opinion, like the whole thing with Jiao Cho kind of felt overhyped.
Yeah.
The like Moza wasn't a particularly interesting character.
No.
And who else came out with Yun Li. Yun Li was just there to be like ship fuel, I feel. But then when we got to the actual War Dance with Luca, and Luca having to figure out a bunch of shit about himself and about Belobog.
And he's like, oh, I'm actually like doing this. Oh shit.
Yeah, like that was good in my opinion.
Yeah. Like the moment where you're just standing there nervously in between matches where he's just like, yeah, I was told to take this medicine by the doctor. I I'm kind of freaking out. Like, you can tell he's kind of freaking out. Howard does such a good job as Luca in these patches. Because he's
And
just
then we get
perfectly
all-
encapsulating, like, oh, fuck.
Ah!
Oh, God, things are happening to me. Oh, boy.
Yeah, but one of my favorite things about that patch too was all the like side content we got for
Oh,
it.
side content was
not
fun.
not just for Luca, but also that the one thing with like the robot from or the Annihilation robot that
Oh, yeah.
you know learned Harmony and the whole like peace message that it was trying to tell us for the Borson and you know the entire idea of not letting the prejudices of the past rule the future kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that. And then,
And
like,
that was
that was nice. Yeah, and then Fei Xiao, probably best character of, like, all that, because you see her whole arc of, like, yeah, I'm badass, but, like, oh, shit. And then she finally goes, nah, fuck you. I win. Like, she's the epitome of, nah, fuck you, I win. Like, I like Fei Xiao a lot. She's a fun character. And I can see her being...
Yeah.
Like, she's a fun, like, alternative to Jingyon, where Jingyon's the kind of, like, quiet, more stoic, I guess, for lack of a word, lazy type. Even though he does know his shit, and he will come when the moment arrives. But, like, Fei Xiao is, like, just on it. Like, she's just on it. She's,
Jingwon
like,
is the
on.
person that waits for the moment.
Jingwon waits, and she's very much
Fei
the,
Xiao-
I'm gonna
Fei Xiao
fucking do
runs
it.
over. Fei Xiao runs at the moment and is like, "Yo, what up?"
Oh, this is a problem with all of these boars, and cool, I'll just shoot an entire Lux arrow and kill, like, hundreds of these fuckers in that cutscene.
I'm ready.
Yeah, like, she's good. I like the war dance. I think the war dance, like, pre-stuff is, like, fine, but I think the actual war dance itself is a much better arc, like the finale of that. I like that a lot.
I'd probably put it like mid to high B personally.
I put it a...
No,
put
B,
it-
not D.
No, that's what I'm doing. I'm, like, trying to figure out where I want to put it on B. I'm not putting it in D. I'm putting it somewhere B. I think I'll put it above Nier.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it was very good. I just think some of it could have been better, but I think overall I liked the war dance a lot. And if they do that second half of it more for the Luofu, where they're not just like space China, I like that more.
Mm.
Because it's clear with Hoyoverse, a lot of their second regions are always some version of
It's
China.
always space China.
It's always some version of China. It's either space China, ancient China,
actual China.
just Chinatown for, I guess, EZ probably eventually. Like, I like that it's got all that. I like the second half of the war dance. And then finally, we come to, I guess, the Rappa, Sunday, and Fugue arcs.
Rappa's
arc.
Freaky Sunday.
That Rappa arc was so fucking stupid. It was so dumb. It was really good.
I mean, it
was a commentary on, like, man, brain rot, huh?
Yeah,
was
it's
fun.
a commentary that perfectly encapsulates what it's commentating on, and it's great.
And it came out exactly at the moment Hoyo released their own brain rot with Burnus. Like, it
You
came
are
out at
just
the exact
never-
moment, and we're like,
You're
oh, look, it's
never
brain rot.
escaping that.
No, it came out at that moment. Everyone's like, hey, look, it's brain rot. And then, meanwhile, the other department at Hoyo is like, yeah, brain rot's kind of bad.
No, it ain't good, folks.
If there's one thing you should do, it's cannibalize yourself. 1 second, get a phone call. Go ahead.
But yeah. Rappa's arc was, I think, really good. I think that it was stretched out a little bit too much. I'm glad that we got more backstory on characters like Boot Hill, for example. Not really sure if you could improve on this or on that particular arc, though. I think it was about as concrete as it was potentially going to be. That said, I do think that it's on the weaker side of the scale, but it is introducing. It's kind of the same thing with the War Dance, wherein it's not trying to be a new patch like Penacony was. It's just trying to introduce the groundwork for new characters like Rappa, the Galaxy Rangers, Dr. Primitive, and all that good stuff. So in that regard, I think that it has done well for itself. Do I think that it could have done more? Yeah, but I'm not really sure where to put that effort in this case. Potentially new enemies would have been nice, but that's just me. Let's see. And as for the Sunday arc, that one was more a closing statement to Sunday himself and trying to figure out Fugue's whole thing with she is in the world now that she is revived. You see? As the final send off the Penacony, I think it does itself justice. As a thing in general, it's again not great, not bad, but I also acknowledge that neither of these stories are trying to actually be their own thing. They're just finishing up the stuff so we can move on to Emporius. So I'd probably put them at lowish B, personally. Maybe even high C, given that they're just there. Though I will note that the whole thing with Sunday and kind of having the Observer in Welt to acknowledge his advancement towards trying to be a better person by confronting his old self and making his last stops was very nice. Props to that. Matt? Uh-oh. Guys, I think Matt got eaten by a rogue Rappa. Matt Rappa too hard and got Rappa the Rapid. Run, everybody! The Rappa is here! The Rappening is here! Actually, you know, that's a terrifying thought now that I think about it, the Rappening. Like, you just get wrapped by, effectively, a freaking, I don't know, like a candy wrapper or something constantly, and you're just absorbed into the wrapper. There is no escape anymore. You are now one with the wrapper. You must now rap for all your sentences. You cannot escape this fate. Your fate is now staying in the night. There is no escape. All things in the universe will return to Fate Stay Night references. But, yeah, I don't know where Matt is. Hopefully Matt comes back before the world blows up. Because if not, we have a problem.
Alright, I'm back.
Hey!
Hey, sorry about that. Dog.
Doggo be doggone.
Yeah, after we're done here, I'm gonna take him for a walk. But so what are you saying so far? What do you think?
I think that it's a low B, high C.
I'd agree with that.
The reasoning is that neither of these are trying to be their own thing, but this is also a transitionary set of things, introducing more characters and setting up plot points. So
yeah,
this
like,
is again
it's
a
definitely
thing that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. Like, the Rappa arc is purely filler. It's fun filler, but it is filler at the end of the day. And then the Sunday arc is neat. I have a bit to say on Fugue. So here's the thing. I like that Ting Yun is back. I think it's neat. But it does take a bit away from her death, so I hope, like, my continued hope with Ting Yun's return is that there's something to this. Like, they've got a plan long-term that isn't just, oh, we wanted the Fox character back. We wanted the attractive Fox woman back as a different element. Like, I want her to be here for an important reason. Like, I want there to be some story relevance that isn't just, oh, we found her and we got, like, I want this with Ron May to be something. Like, just something. There needs to be something to this. I don't know what it's going to be, but I want it to be some kind of important to the story, not just, oh, we can bring her back from the dead. Yeah, check it out. Like, I don't know. I think it could be interesting, but the long-term implications is more what I'm interested in rather than Fugue herself. I like Fugue. I think she's very pretty. But, like, I care more about what she might do to the story in the future when we deal with Phantilia again, because we will see Phantilia again. We might see her, hell, we might see her again on Amphorius. Probably not, but eventually we will run into Phantilia again in a new form. So...
You'll have stolen somebody else's body by then.
yeah.
Now that I think about it, she's basically Captain Ginyu.
She is Ginyu, she's just more destructive. But yeah, I'll say low B. Oh, dog's getting more. Okay, we're almost done here. We got just a couple to go.
Alright, Ruins and Revival.
Cobblemon 1.5, chat. This is Cobblemon 1.5. I know 1.6 dropped, but it's 1.5 is what we played most of the year.
Yeah, so 1.5 specifically had the fossils update for fossil Pokemon, as well as some additional features.
Big stretch.
I personally thought that it was very interesting to play it the way we did. I just kind of wish that we did more exploring to actually seal the deal, because we...
skill issue.
Again... Yes, we again defaulted to the usual bit of, hey, okay, we've set up a villager base. What do we do now? Sit in the villager base and just kind of trade with them.
Yeah, we have the habits that we like to do in Minecraft, and they kill our servers eventually. Where we get bored.
Yeah.
I like Cobblemon. I think it's very fun, but I think they need to add more things like the older mods did, where there's like NPCs to do gym battles. Because it's mostly just like, go get Pokemon and fight your friends. And I'm like, okay, it's neat, but like, can I have some like NPC stuff going on? That'd be cool. Not everywhere, but like, maybe one villager in town is like a Pokemon trainer or something like that. Like 1 or 2. If there's enough villagers. Like, have a percent.
One of the things that I think got me about Fossil, or the Ruins and Revival, is that there's not really, there's still not a reason to really go out into the world.
No.
We're starting to get more and more stuff that encourages you to explore the world and, you know, be a trainer and whatnot. But beyond the idea of just, you know, catching more Pokemon to beat the shit out of your friends with, you don't, there's not a reason to go out, as opposed to, say, if you have, say, the legendary Pokemon mod. Then suddenly you have legendary Pokemon that you need to go find, and you can compete to try and see who gets that one. Or say something like if there were Mega Stones to find, for example. This is why when we do the next variant of Minecraft, we are probably just going, or at least Cobblemon, we're just gonna do battles with a side of potential exploration of new areas. So that way, we just get to the meat of the stuff that we care about and don't have to worry about traveling as much. And that way we can just continue to improve on the stuff that we got. But I also acknowledge that that's not like super different from just playing regular Pokemon at that point, which is, again, another double-edged sword to the entire prospect. Like, there's no real easy way to go about this, unfortunately, and that's a part of it that sucks. But, overall, I'd probably say that this was, I'd say like low B, high C. I don't think that it's worth putting it over other things, because it really wasn't that good in the grand scheme of things, but it was good enough that I care about it, I guess. Matt, are you there, or did your dog eat you again? I believe Matt's dog has consumed his flesh. It's a tragic tale. F's in chat for Matt, the Matt, who has suffered a grave death by being eaten to death by his corgi. It was
Sorry.
a tragic tale. Oh,
Sorry, I was trying to hold him, and he did not want to be held, so I had to put him down, then I gave him a treat for trying.
nice.
I was trying to make sure he was good to go. I didn't want to drop him, so I had to be
Anyway.
careful.
Anyway, I said bottom of the barrel B to high C.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'd agree with that. I'd say, like, here. Also, he's getting impatient. I think he wants to go on a walk soon, so we should probably speed it up. Because it's past his walk time. His walk time is going to be, like, is usually, like, 7:30. So. But, yeah. Power Wash Simulator. Let's try and speed run through these.
Okay, Power Wash Simulator is a very simple one. You just clean
You
buildings.
do Power Wash Simulator.
It's a pretty boring game in and of itself, but the thing that makes it fun is just the amount of shooting the shit that you can do.
Yeah.
And I think that as a stream game, it works amazingly for us who love just yapping during
It's
stream.
very good yap background footage. I can see why it's used a lot in, like, people talking about random shit on YouTube, like commentary channels.
Yeah.
But it's also, like, actually fun.
Yeah, it's fun. It's got a nice enough story. If you,
I think it'd be boring if it did a single player. I think it would suck if it was single player. But as a multiplayer, it's like actually fun.
Well, actually, even as single player, it's therapeutic. But
Yeah,
I think
but it
it's
wouldn't be
more
as
fun
fun-
to stream.
Yeah, it's
On
more fun to
stream,
stream.
it's definitely multiplayer.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would say like mid to low B, so probably above one of the Call of Duty games, if not both of them.
You said C or B?
B, mid to low B, above one of the Call of Duty games.
I'll put it above Oberdin.
Okay. Platinum.
Platinum's
Actually good Pokemon game. Very good mechanics.
great. Good story.
Yeah, good story. Everything that was added was used. Very good range of difficulty throughout. Matt might have gotten a couple of bonuses by me having access to his
He
game
can
and
farm.
and farming for him a bit. But he was able to get through a lot of it with his own power. So I think that this one is like mid-high B, personally.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think B is good. I'd say probably higher. I think. Would you say mid or high B?
Mid to high B. So
I'll put it above that.
okay. So the next
Three
one.
controls, one idiot.
No, it's the other
Three
way
idiots,
around.
one
One. Yes. So 3 idiots, 1 controller. If you haven't seen us doing that, it's
Oh,
on Matt's
boy.
YouTube channel. We decided that it would be a great idea to split the controls between us and Greg for various
Yeah.
games and see how well we did. The games vary heavily depending on what we are in the mood for, but the general concept is that, hey, we have a game. What do?
Yeah.
So overall, I think that this is a really funny concept, and it's definitely had more amusement for us than I think it had any right to be.
Oh yeah,
I don't think that it's
definitely.
something that you should try at home if you're
No.
sane.
No.
But for the purposes of the entertainment, I would say like lowish B. Like it is way
Yeah.
more fun than it had any right to be.
Barkley, can you please stay in one spot so I can pet your head? Thank you, buddy. Good dog. You said, yeah, I'll put it here.
Okay, 1 block. I hate to say it, but I think this is our first D. Like,
Yeah, one block is
what?
bad.
What did we do?
I don't know what we did.
I-
The only thing I think I remember us doing is you killing yourself with gassed.
Did I?
Is that one block or is that a different thing where you
I
tried
think
to
that was
pick up
the
the
April
gas?
Fool's event.
Oh, right. Yeah, one
Yeah,
block.
one block we couldn't even do anything with it.
No, I
is
don't
my
remember what we
information.
did.
Well, that's the thing. We didn't do anything because we couldn't figure out how to like get the Nether to work correctly.
Yeah.
I think it was the end materials weren't spawned in. Like, it was a mess all throughout.
Yeah, it was not great. Yeah, one block is there.
Yeah. And to be fair, it might have just been us again
it
being
might be a
kinda
skill issue
stupid.
again.
Yeah, but I think
Probably
that a
skill
fair
issue.
amount of it wasn't, and that's what annoyed me in particular.
Yeah, that's fine. Up next is Dynasty Warriors Origins.
So this one is definitely an early access incomplete game.
Yes,
but,
it's
what
not
do you-
done, but when it comes out, we will play it because I was enjoying myself even if I sucked at it. And if
Yeah,
maybe let's have Daniel play it through parsecing in my computer.
Yeah, as a Muso title, I think it has a lot of potential. We'll see if that potential lives up.
Demo was good.
to-
The demo was good. If the actual game comes out and is good, maybe it'll be good. When's it supposed to come out?
Soonish.
Let me see. What's the Dynasty? Here we go. Dynasty Warriors Origins release date. Oh, Daniel, it's January 16th or January 17th. It's very soon. It's very very. It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks out. It's 2 weeks from Friday.
Uh-oh.
It's oh boy. Wait, that's oh shit. That's Emphorius week.
That's also a week before literally all the Minecraft hell breaks loose. And Ender Magnolia.
And Ender Magnolia.
Oh god, we're gonna be busy.
January's busy. January's busy. Oh boy, late January's busy. Yeah, and then like literally January, February, March are like packed for games. Like everyone who delayed their games out of 23 all shoved them into like February, January, March. And then nothing is and anything that's tentatively scheduled for late this year or late 25 has not announced a release date because apparently all the studios are basically being like, okay, what's the release date for GTA 6? Cool. If it's some date in September, we're gonna schedule it like January of 26. Like they're just purposely being like, nope, we know no one's gonna play our shit. So like, it's a lot of games are like, even if they're like ready to announce release date, they're literally holding off because GTA 6. So, whoops.
Thanks, GTA 6.
Yep, thanks again. That's gonna take at least a day or two of my PTO.
Anyway.
Up next.
Blurry Minecraft. So we only have one of the two.
Yes, ignore this
Well,
one.
actually, I guess we did technically do.
We did the new version.
Actually, did we? Because I don't
think
think we
we-
did the 1.21, and 1.20 was well, I guess.
What's
technically
Minecraft
we-
121? What was new?
That was the one with the sniffers, I think.
What does it do? It adds. Oh yeah, it's the. Oh no, we didn't do it at all. It's like it adds the breeze bog mobs. It adds some new enchantments. It has like the crafter, the trial spawner.
Oh right.
We didn't
Yeah,
do any of that. We didn't do any of that. We did not play the new patch at all.
I think we played more of the new patch through Cobblemon than we did.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna put that in. We didn't really do it.
Yeah. Minecraft at 100 times speed.
Oh god, this
though,
shit is hilarious. It's so stupid. I love it. It is
Like-
fucking dumb, but like it is hilarious because we've had to be like, all right, well, we need to build a big fence, and also we need to like not go above ground in like our spawn because we're in the middle of a goddamn swamp.
Like the thing
And
that-
literally all we did, chat, we didn't do any mods. It's just the tick rate is higher. That's
Yeah,
the only
thing
difference.
That's hilarious to me though is that we figured out a strat.
Yeah, we figured out a strat, which is grow things underground. It's like a new. We're treating it like it's like the Fallout. Build stuff underground.
But yeah, so that's been
Good dog.
fun. I would say like high B personally.
Yeah, I'll put it above platinum.
And then
Wuthering Waves.
so that one's probably incomplete too.
Yeah.
since we did not play it very much.
Yeah, I just haven't played Wuthering Waves, chat. Like, I see it come out, I see some of the content on, like, social media, but as someone who's, like, not into Genshin as much anymore, I don't want to play another Genshin-style open-world game. Where it's like, go here, face this weekly boss, walk around a bit, go talk to someone who's 300 meters away, and you can't teleport close to them because we don't want you to, because you'll complete the mission in, like, 2 seconds. And also, it's like more, and also like, holy shit, voice acting at 1.0 was so bad in a lot of cases. Though apparently they've like fixed it because they've gotten a lot of feedback of like, boy, we need a voice director. But I do love they're just letting everyone be British now. Like at this point, let that do it because it'll differentiate it more from Genshin. I think some of the mechanics Genshin needs to steal. Like the fact that you can just like hop up walls if you're like stuck somewhere is great. Like. There's so many things in here that should be in Genshin, and they're just not due to just Genshin's, like, age.
Yeah.
And, like, how that engine works. Because at this point, Genshin is Genshin. Like, oh, you can't go up this wall? Well, you should probably hit me and, like, glide a bit, and then go at a different angle. I'm like, okay, well, I can't just hop up? Nope. So I hope Genshin takes that feedback and fixes stuff in, like, 5.0, because maybe they'll fix it. I don't know. They'll probably just be like, yeah, it's fixed.
5.0, man.
I know, well, 6.0, but like basically what I'm saying is they're like, yeah, we fixed it. If you roll for this new character, this character has that mechanic.
No, the fact that so many characters or like so many mechanics are character locked these days is such a bad move.
It's annoying.
But anyway, last one.
That's Power
Warship Gunner 2.
Warship Gunner 2. Oh boy, so I hadn't played this game. Daniel, I have a question. Did you play this game back then or no?
I did not. I had found out about that it existed like mid-college, I think.
Oh boy.
And I played the living hell out of it, as evidenced by my 999-hour playthrough.
Oh yeah.
But this is a game that just takes world naval warfare and just says, what if we just
didn't give a shit?
100% with it?
Oh yeah, so it's World War II, right? Airships, like, all right, so you've got like, you know, a bunch of battleships and like some aircraft carriers. What if lasers?
What if lasers? What if UFOs?
What if big fucking rockets that are like 10,000 rounds per minute?
What if giant squid?
Yeah, it just clearly, like, at some point they, like, gave up and, like, let's just make it more fun. And I like that you craft your own ship. You can have a ship that's, like, fast and has one gun, where basically, like, yeah, you do no damage, but also no one can fucking hit you. And then you can go full-on, like, Daniel mode, where you're like, yeah, I'm launching so many rockets, I'm lagging the game. Like, I love that it lets you have that freedom. It's so nice. It's very fun. Like, clearly, and, like, the story isn't too bad either. Like, it's kind of dumb, but it's not bad either.
It also treats itself very seriously.
Oh yeah, it's like, no, this is serious.
Up until like the joke parts. Like it is very,
and that's extra side content too.
Yeah. So I appreciate that it takes itself so seriously up until the point where it actually doesn't need to.
Yeah, where they're like, "All right, you finished the story. Here's the goofy shit."
Yeah.
I like that.
I just kind of wish we did more voice acting beforehand, because then we could have had some really funny moments like we did at the very end.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Make another one of these. Whoever owns this franchise, make another one.
I'm pretty sure the company that made it is dead, unfortunately, which is unfortunate because there's never going to be a game like
anymore.
Yeah, no, there's no balls to the walls. Like, just create your own monstrosity.
Oh, the dev isn't dead, Daniel. It's Koei.
Wait, what?
It's Koei, like not like the one half of Koei Tecmo.
Wait, so then that means the same people
that
made Dynasty. That means they make Dynasty Warriors.
Yes, they made this, and then they probably went on to make another Dynasty Warrior game because they only merged with them in 2009.
I just realized something. This is Warship Gunner 2 is a Muso game.
It is a Muso game. Yeah, no, it's good. I like it a lot. I like Warship Gunner 2. I'm glad we played it. It's a stupid game, but like it's very fun.
Yes,
I'd put it in A tier.
Yeah, I'd say like, yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, these are all of our games of the year.
Yep, there's all the games we played, everybody. So we have in Early Access Incomplete, we have Ender Magnolia, Dynasty Warriors, regular 1.21 Minecraft, Wuthering Waves.
And technically 1.21, too. That came out a while ago.
Yeah. We have One Block in D tier, because we just... Bleh. Black Ops 2, Edith Finch, Cobblemon 1.5, Pokemon Sun are in C tier because they're like fine, but they're eh. In B tier we have Rappa's Sunday Adventure with Ting Yun, Black Ops 1, World at War, Return of the Obra Dinn, 3 Idiots with a Controller, Power Wash Simulator, Black Ops 6, Kirby Superstar Ultra, Cold War, Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Nier Automata, the War Dance Arc, Pokemon Platinum, 2000% tick rate Minecraft, Pikmin 2, Thousand Year Door, and Genshin 5.0, which maybe it'll go up to A tier once we beat the story later. For 5.3, now that it's out as of like within the last hour. So I'm gonna update Genshin while I go walk my dog. And then in A tier we have Worship Gunner 2, the Pandaconi Arc, Kingdom Hearts 2, Echo Point Nova, Co-op AC6, Mario Galaxy, Brawl Subspace, and then our only S tier game this year is Ender Lilies. I'd say we played a good variety of stuff this year. We got some good variety. Like, we had some RPGs in here, we had platformers, we had a fighting game, we had a Metroidvania, I think, for the first time. We had a puzzle platformer mystery game. Like, we had a couple of those.
An actual mystery game.
We had some shooters, like some FPS games. Like, I think we had a good variety this year. Like, I'm trying to think of what genres we didn't really include other than, like, racing games. Like,
actually,
like,
next
we even had a Muso game.
This year, we might have a racing game.
What racing game has a good plot?
Well, I don't know about a good plot, but I have been wanting to do Ballistic NG.
Oh boy. I don't know what that is, chat, but that sounds like something that Daniel would want to play, based off the title alone. But yeah, no, that's it for our game list this year. We'll run it through with Greg and see if he agrees. We'll make any changes, but I think this is it for our game list.
Tune in
after
later today to see us.
Yeah, so before we watch the Star Rail 3.0 live stream, we'll probably go over the movies and or TV shows that we watched this year as a group together. But yeah, my dog is getting impatient with me, so I'm gonna take him for a walk. We're gonna take a break for now, and then we're gonna watch some TV later. So
we're not watching TV later. That's the entire reason why we're gonna be able to stream later.
True. Well, I'm gonna go walk my dog. I'm gonna do that at least, because the man needs his walk. And when I say walk, he stares at me and his ears perk up. He's like, oh. So I think he definitely wants to go. Yeah, no, he definitely wants to go out. But he's also like looking bored, so I think a walk would tire him out. So he needs a good walk. Because you gotta walk your dog, chat. You gotta make sure they get good exercise. It's good for the dog and it's good for you. It's good to get some exercise. As a fat ass, it's helping me lose weight. Because I'm walking him. It's good to walk. I walk him like 2/3 of a mile. Twice a day. But yeah, Daniel, any final words for at least our game tier list?
Nope.
All right, well, that's it, chat. I hope you all have a good day, and we'll see you in a couple hours. Bye.
Goodbye.